Krogan keeping it himself across the line and into the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. That's a tight end wide open over the middle. There's the catch and the touchdown.
By Crawcan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crawcan. To learn more about Crawcan's no-nonsense pricing and multi-gig internet, check them out online at ckt.net. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pittsburg High School, getting set for tonight's SEK League doubleheader between the Pittsburg Purple Dragons and the Chanute Blue Comets. I'm Josh Ledner. Alongside me, Michael Kissel, and we're being entertained by some girls JV action right now. The Dragon girls trailing it by twin, and there's under 20 seconds left to play in this one, so I think Chanute's going to get the win. I'm no gambling man, but my money's on that going down. Pitt girls will start it off tonight against Chanute. Dragon girls coming into tonight's game 12-8, 6-3 in SEK League play. Chanute's girls are 11-7, 4-4 in league play. Dragons coming off a 49-22 win here at home against Parsons on Tuesday night. Or I'm sorry, on Friday night. Tonight's Tuesday night. Chanute won a 56-32 win at home against Lebec County on Friday night. And these two teams met back in early January. Dragon girls won that one 45-32 in Chanute, but the Blue Comets have really kind of improved since that point. They've gone 6-4 over the 10 games since then. And so they, with wins over Trinity Academy and Lebec County, both of whom Pittsburg has losses to. And so the Dragons going to have a tough one here tonight against these Chanute girls, as they seem to have kind of rounded a corner this season. Then the Chanute boys coming in tonight's game, 11-7 on the season. Dragons 8-10, and Chanute's got a win over Fort Scott back on the 10th of February. The Dragons have a loss to Fort Scott, pretty lopsided, so that's an impressive win. And then Chanute, their most recent win coming against Lebec County, 68-45 last Friday night. The Dragons coming off a 59-52 win here against Parsons, just their first home win of the season. I believe the Dragons 1-8 or 1-9 here on their home floor, and so they're looking for just their second win here at home tonight over Chanute. And the last time those two boys teams met, it went to overtime. The Dragons won it by a bucket, 52-50, and so that was a close one there in Chanute. And we know the Dragon boys play much better on the road than they have at home this season, so it'll be interesting to see what we get out of our nightcap. So a good night of competitive basketball coming up between the Dragons and the Blue Comets. It's Cancer Awareness Night. The Dragon girls wearing pink. In fact, if you wore pink, you got into the game for free tonight, and I didn't get the memo. Michael, you have a giant pink Energizer bunny on your shirt, but we get in for free anyway, so it didn't really pay off for us. But you're in the spirit, We'll step away for our first break. We'll come back, fire up the Community National Bank and Trust pregame show, get you your keys to the game, your starting lineups as we get closer to tip-off here in Pittsburgh. The Dragons and the Blue Comets coming up on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast Crawcan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find two links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the Crawcan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price. Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Welcome back to Pittsburg High School, getting set for tonight's SEK League doubleheader between the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons and the Chanute Blue Comets. This is the Purple Dragon pregame show brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. From personal and business banking to mortgages, credit cards, and investments, C&B has the tools you need with the services you deserve. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, where community comes first. Well, welcome back. Dragon girls getting set to take on Chanute. Dragons coming into the game 12-8. Chanute with a nearly identical 11-7 record. Dragons 6-3 in the SEK League. Chanute 4-4, but they're coming off a big win over Labette County. Dragons coming off a lopsided win against Parsons, so both of these teams got a chance to give it to an opponent from Labette County tonight here facing off in Pittsburgh. And we mentioned that Chanute's girls over the last 10 games they've gone 6-4 with wins over Labette County and Trinity Academy. And when the Dragons went out for that Trinity Academy tournament over the Christmas break, right after the Christmas break, it was a pretty lopsided loss that the Dragons took to that Trinity Academy team. So Chanute really must have played well, or Trinity Academy must have really struggled. Something happened there where a team that handled the Dragons pretty easily fell to Chanute by about 10. So interesting nonetheless. And I get the feeling that this Chanute girls team is much improved since the last time these two teams met, and the Dragons are going to play a good game here tonight. And Michael, let's go ahead and bring you in, talk our keys to the game. And for these Dragon girls, every week, every game, really it boils down to turnovers, being able to create them and not commit them on the offensive end. And you got to think that much of the same tonight. Chanute also capable of shooting the ball pretty well from the outside, really kept them in it in Chanute earlier this year, so you got to think the Dragons also got to play some good perimeter defense.
Yeah, Josh, we saw what worked best for us was that high-octane brand of basketball we played, especially in the first half of the season when we didn't really figure out our offensive kinks just yet. We had that defensive presence all throughout the season. That high-pressure defense gave us so many extra possessions and it made Chanute have such a difficult time settling into their own offense. And they had a very strong perimeter offense, like you said. They didn't really get those shots to fall unless it was in spurts when our press wasn't really on point at certain minutes, which, unless that was a couple minutes in the game, it was pretty on point. So if we can keep that up tonight and keep Chanute off the line, run them off the line, make them attack the basket. You're seeing right now they're struggling with their layup drills. So Pittsburgh just got to keep that energy defensively and offensively. You've been playing a good brand of basketball since 2026. It's gotten you went through some wins against some tough teams. I think a team like Chanute, it should be no problem.
And it all really for the Dragons starts and ends with Mackenzie English. Can she get into the scoring column early, and can she be a factor early in the game? Because when she usually starts strong, she finishes strong.
Yes.
When she starts slow, this team struggles. And so for the Dragons, getting her in position and getting the ball to her where she can do something with it. And is really important, but, you know, she's probably one of the best ball handlers on the team. There's really nowhere on the floor where she catches a ball where she can't do something with it. But when she gets the ball down on the block, she's really hard to stop, especially for a team without great size like Chanute.
Yes, for sure. Her physicality that she brings down low is unparalleled to almost all opponents we face in the SEK and throughout ladies basketball. So if you can get her down low where her physicality and her strength dominates the best, it's going to be a long night for Chanute because, like you just said, they don't have a whole lot of physicality, a whole lot of strength down low. They're a very perimeter-based team, both offensively and defensively. So if we can get her alongside a Dessa Reed down there, who, like I mentioned multiple times, drops the quietest 10 to 12 points you'll see night in and night out. If they can get going early on especially, we're going to have a nice cushion, and we should be able to work and build off of it.
And, you know, another variable or X factor is the officiating and foul trouble, and the Dragons need to get a feel early and quickly for how the game's being officiated, adjust the type of defense that they're playing accordingly so that you can keep your best defenders and scorers out of foul trouble, because that's a sure way to keep an opponent in the game is to have your best scorers on the bench with foul trouble.
Yes, if you're Pittsburgh, you can't beat yourself. That's what Chanute's going to need if they want to have a chance in this game, especially comparative to what we saw earlier this season. Pittsburgh seemed to be pretty well in control most of the time. Just that offensive turnover issue that kept Chanute that glimmer of hope. So if you're Pittsburgh, just don't beat yourself.
And if you recall, that game in Chanute earlier this year was the all-female officiating crew. Made some history.
Yes.
That is not the case tonight. Our officials appear to be males tonight, and so we'll see how this one's called compared to that one. Not a lot of foul calls the first time around this year. Could be a different story here tonight, and the Dragons are going to have to adjust on the fly accordingly. We'll see if that happens. We'll step away for another break, and we'll be back with your starting lineups and tip-off from here in Pittsburgh. Dragons and the Blue Comets coming up on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Welcome back to Pittsburg High School, getting set for tip-off between the Chanute Blue Comets and the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. I'm Josh Ledner, alongside me, Michael Kissel. We've talked our keys to the game, but I didn't give you our read for it. So those keys to the game that we gave you earlier, they were brought to you by Vietti of Auto Body and Alignment in Pittsburgh on the corner of 4th and Joplin since 1948. With John Holland and Bill Hunt now in the Vietti Alignment shop. If it can be aligned, they'll align it. From golf carts and side-by-sides all the way up to F550s and small buses, they'll get it done. Schedule your appointment by calling Vietti Auto Body and Alignment, 620-231-6230. All right. Let me see this sheet of paper here. Getting ready to announce the starting lineups. Let's go ahead and do that as well. First, for the Chanute Blue Comets, they'll start number 1, a 5'7" freshman, Kate Uner. Number 5, a 5'3" junior, Sarah Uner. Number 11, a 5'7" sophomore, Brianna Peter. Number 24, a 5'10" senior, Avery Hicks. And number 25, a 5'5" freshman, Grace Lubring. And that could change. This is just what was started last time we saw Chanute, so these could be different starting lineups tonight. For the Purple Dragons, starting lineups you've become accustomed to: senior Odessa Reed, senior Anna Jorge, senior Sophia Hertrick, sophomore Angie Miller, and sophomore Mackenzie English. And now we'll get to check as they introduce the starting lineups to see how close we are to being correct.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to Pittsburgh High School for tonight's contest between the Chanute Blue Comets and your Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. At this time, it's going to please rise, remove your caps, and face your attention to the west side of the gymnasium and the flag of our United States of America as the PHS Pep Band leads us in our national anthem.
All right, PHS Pep Band with the national anthem this evening. Stirring rendition. I was stirred, I don't know about you.
That was pretty solid. Yeah. I do miss the choir.
A pretty song. Yeah, the show choirs.
So I thought they did a very good job.
Good luck to both teams. And now it's time for our starting lineups. First for the Comets. A freshman, number 1, Kate Revere. A senior, number 2, Odessa Reed. For the Comets, a freshman, number 3, Chanute. A senior, number 4,
Well, it wasn't too far off on those starting lineups. Jen O'Rourke is getting the start. Over Bryna Peter. No, Peter's out there. I don't know, I missed one person. I was off by 1.
That's pretty good. That's 90%.
I'm happy with it. I don't know, but yeah. It's actually 80%.
Well, I was thinking of 10 people.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, yeah.
including Pittsburgh. That's
I get to get
gimmies.
Pittsburgh's
Yeah.
right. You're right. That's 90%. I'll take it.
I was trying to give you a better number.
English will control the tip. Dragons have it. Angie Miller with it, and here we go. And there's a quick turnover, but Reed gets it right back, gets it down low to English, off the glass and good. So Mackenzie English getting involved with the scoring early, and that's a recipe for success for the Dragons.
Yes, it is. Getting her going early and often has always been a good recipe for Pittsburgh throughout the season, and getting it going again early today is going to be very helpful.
There's a turnover on a Jorge with it. Poked out of bounds. It's going to stay with the Dragons as Jorge was trying to get her dribble back under control and trying to win a foot race down the floor at the same time. They're going to say last touch by Chanute. Miller will inbound from the baseline. Over the top into Reed at the elbow. Odessa puts it on the floor, kicks it over to Hertrick, who can't handle the pass. A little off the mark from Reed, and also had a little bit of pepper on it. And Sophia couldn't handle it. That'll turn it back over to Chanute. Dragons leading it 2-0 here early. Sarah and Kate Uner passing it back and forth. Sarah gets it across the timeline. Now over to Kate. Her pass into the corner, tipped out of bounds by English. It'll stay with Chanute. 22 seconds on the shot clock.
You're seeing Pittsburgh coming out in that full court press, just trying to tack on that pressure early on and create some more offensive possessions.
Sarah Uner with it, gets it into the corner to Bryna Peter, back out to Uner. This is Kate Uner with it, back to Sarah. I'm gonna get tired of saying that over and over tonight, I think. Now Sarah Uner with it up top. Lubring gets it down to Kate Uner. Shot clock violation by Chanute. That'll give it back to Pittsburgh. Good defensive possession that time, and not super decisive on the offensive end were Chanute that time. Were, I think. Chanute. Nobody call the grammar police on me, please. English will handle it up the floor for the Dragons. Picks up her dribble, top of the key, kicks it over to Hertrick. She's going to dribble up top with it. Gives it up to Jorge on the left wing. Ono put it on the floor. Free throw line. Bounce pass over to Reed. Nice find to get English in the lane. Off the glass and good for English. She's got all 4 of the Dragon points. They lead it 4-0 here early. So Sarah Uner with it. As Chanute doing a pretty good job of breaking that press here early in this game. Kate Uner with it, picks up her dribble, back to Sarah. Now they get it down low to Jenica Rourke. Her shot off the mark. Rebound Odessa Reed for the Dragons. Miller handles it up the floor. Into the corner to English, back up top for Jorge. Puts it on the floor, back to Reed, around to Hertrick. She'll try a 3, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Kate Uner. She'll handle it up the floor for Chanute, right into the chest of Hertrick, loses her dribble. Rourke tracks it down, and there's gonna be a foul on English, getting into the body of Grace Lubring. Actually, I think it was Bryna Peter who tracked down the loose ball earlier. Lubring will inbound from the baseline. First foul on English. And they're going to foul on Hertrick that time, working against Rourke.
And here's Pittsburgh having to find out how that game's going to get officiated. If you're Mackenzie English especially, she's doing a great job all season of not getting in that early foul trouble. Picking up that first foul in the first 3 minutes is not what Pittsburgh needs. Hopefully she doesn't pick up a second here soon.
They'll get it into the corner to Uner, Working around the horn, Lubring with it. Back up top, this is Sarah Uner. Near side, that's Lainey Holtzman. Dragons down the other end. Jorge no good on the layup. Too strong. Timeout. Coach Fox wants to talk it over with his squad. 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. 4:48 to play first quarter. Dragons lead at 4-0.
Well, Josh, we saw defensively right out the gate, they came out in that 2-3 zone, kind of hoping for that perimeter presence of Chanute not to be there, and it wasn't. They had a great 30-second shot clock expiration possession, but you saw after that first possession, they went into the 1-3-1, even more in hopes to put more pressure on that perimeter enforcement drive inside. So far, Chanute's gotten some lanes to attack, but still just not much success offensively.
Yeah, and it's got to be something that you have a couple players that are comfortable attacking those lanes, and I just don't know if Chanute has a dribble driver that is comfortable.
And we saw that in the first game. They just didn't really have any comfortable, like you said, dribble drivers, so they relied on that perimeter arc shot, and this defense right here should prevent that pretty well.
Lubring with it, cross court. Lainey Holtzman with it, back to Uner. Back to Lubring in the corner, trying to drive, picks up her dribble, kicks it outside. Here's a shot on the way from Holtzman. No good, but rebound tracked down by Holtzman, who does a good job of following her shot. And then the shot inside, no good by Addison Kett. And the Dragons come away with it. Dodged a bullet there. Mackenzie English will pull up for 3 and drains it.
And that's as routine as it gets for her. You cannot let her do that if you're Chanute.
Walked up to the three-point line like it was practice and just nailed it. There's a steal by Jorge. Off the glass and good. Ana Jorge's into the scoring column, and the Dragons out to a 9-0 lead. Timeout on the floor. It's a full timeout. Chanute wants to talk it over. We'll take it as well. Pittsburgh leading at 9-0 early. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
.3:59 to play, first quarter. Dragons out to a 9-0 lead. And I think we got our scores flipped around. Pittsburgh's up 9-0. And we'll fix that for you in one of the breaks here coming up. But Dragons lead at 9-0. 3:52 to play, first quarter. Uner with it, gives it up to Lubring. Working baseline into English, has her shot blocked. Reed comes away with it. Throws it off a Chanute player out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons. Chanute's backing off the pressure. We've got our home and away scores transposed. We'll fix that coming up. But just know the Dragons are up 9-0. Gober across half court with it. Her pass tipped, and it's going to be off Jorge, out of bounds. And just not crisp passing. Not every pass needs to be a 50-50 ball, and that time a lot of hands in there on that pass. Holtzman with it now for Chanute, dribbling to her right, picks up her dribble. As Reed stops her, she'll kick it outside to Peter. Back to Holtzman. Up top to Uner, working into Jorge, stepping through the lane. Kicks it over to Peter. Her shot rattles around and in. First bucket of the night for Chanute. Dragon lead down to 7 with 3 minutes to play, first quarter.
And if they're going to be shooting 20-foot mid-ranges, you're fine if you're Pittsburgh.
Three-point shot for Hertrick, and she nails it. First bucket for Sophia Hertrick. Gives the Dragons a 10-point lead. That pass deflected, and it should be Dragon ball, and it is. This last touched by Kate Uner, trying to save it in bounds.
Pittsburgh early on doing a great job of getting their hands in the passing lanes, Josh. Sophia Hertrick, Anna Jorge and Adelie Gober being active very early on. That's going to help Pittsburgh defensively.
Reed into the corner to Miller. She'll take an open three. High off the rim, no good. Rebound Uner for Chanute. She's going to try and push a little bit. Now she picks up her dribble into the corner to Holtzman. Now Holtzman will take a three, in and out. Rebound Reed. The Dragons have owned the boards tonight thus far. Gober will handle up the floor, kicks it over to Hertrick, trying to force it down low to Reed. It'll stay with the Dragons.
Now, Josh, offensively, Pittsburgh has proven that he can beat Chanute's defense in one pass and one cut. But they have to learn when it's not open to not force it.
Hertrick again open for three. She'll take it off the mark. Rebound English. Put back off the glass is good. 9 points in this first quarter for Mackenzie English. The Dragons lead it by 12. Chanute breaks the press. They get it ahead to Bryna Peter. Now back to Holtzman. And Uner with it. She'll look to drive. Now kicks it back to Sarah Uner. Now back to Kate. Back up to Holtzman, top of the key. Bryna Peter with it. She'll kick it back to Holtzman. This is Sarah Uner. Now Kate stepping into the lane. Runner, no good. Tipped out of bounds. Right back to a Chanute player. Blocked by English. Stolen away from her. And then the shot is up and good. Who was that? That was Lily Fisher.
Both of Chanute's buckets in this quarter coming away of the second chance opportunity.
Yeah.
Pittsburgh needs to box out better.
And Gober hits a big three on the other end to answer back for the Dragons. That's her first field goal. And Pittsburgh up by 13. And Chanute so far, when they've scored a two, Pittsburgh's come right back down the other end and hit a three. Uner gives it up to Holtzman. Back down low to Uner, and they're going to say she was fouled on the floor as English just getting her hands in there just a little bit too Welcome back. We apologize for the technical difficulties. Dragons leading it now 24-11, 5.5 to play in the first half. And Odessa Reed has scored the last 7 points for the Dragons. She's been on a tear as Adelie Gober pulls the trigger on a three. No good. Rebound Reed. And somehow she's going to be whistled for a foul, even though she got the ball cleanly. I didn't see it.
She jumped too high.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That was no push. This guy is insane. Okay, whatever.
But no, Odessa Reed taking over in the second quarter. It's been really impressive, helping Pittsburgh extend that lead without Mackenzie English.
She jumped up, pulled the rebound down with 2 hands, and they said she pushed off. I'm like, with what? Reed got that rebound, and then she was fouled. And I think they're going to get Kate Uner with the foul. That would be her first. Dragons with it after the foul. Gober trying to get it across the timeline, working against Uner. Now Elkamil with it, spinning out of a double team, gets it over to Mantooth. Too high, but Elkamil able to track it down. Some wild passes going on, and Elkamil airmails that one out of bounds, and that'll turn it back over to Chanute. The Dragons with some younger players right now on the floor, and that possession looked like it.
Yeah, but offensively, that's the only thing that's going to keep Chanute in the game is Dragons' turnovers that they're giving up themselves. It's not really even generated by any Chanute pressure. It's just Pittsburgh self-inflicting themselves.
Kate Uner picked up her dribble, gives it up to Ruark. There's a turnover, kicked out of bounds. It'll stay with the Dragons. And
the mistakes they
Lainey
make.
Holtzman and that is Addison Kett check back into the game for Chanute.
The mistakes they make offensively, they make up for defensively each and every time, and if not more. So if you're Pittsburgh, that's okay, but just try to tidy up offensively.
Gober right into Uner. Nice look to find Odessa Reed. She's got 9 points in this quarter. Dragon lead is 15. Uner working against Jorge. Jorge's got to be careful with the hand checking. Another drive down the lane by Uner. That's Kate Uner. And the Dragons content to just let her drive right to the bucket. Nobody has cut her off on her dribble. There's a steal. It's Elkamil. Don't think she ever really had it. And then she fouls Sarah Uner. And so Elkamil's kind of struggling here tonight. And mostly it's just the Dragons need to settle down a little bit. Chanute's not really pressuring that much to create, like, there's no reason for them to be sped up as much as they have been by the Chanute pressure.
Yeah, they're
missed the first. I'm sorry.
It's okay. They're having a hard time transitioning that pace defensively into offense. They need to slow down and run their offense. They've learned they can find an open bucket under the basket each and every time. They just got to slow down and make the extra pass and get open for each other so they can get out of these presses and these single team traps, apparently.
Sarah Uner sits. Lubring checks back into the game for Chanute. Man, some dangerous passes from the Dragons. Fortunately, that one ricocheted off the shins of of Jorge. The Dragons wouldn't have kept it. That one saved inbounds by Reed, but right to Lubring for Chanute, and she'll handle it up the floor. Dragon lead is 12, but it was 15, and they turned the ball over the last 2 or 3 times down the floor. Lubring gives it up to Holtzman. Turnover ahead to Jorge. A lot of contact. The shot's good for Jorge. She's got 4. And that was another one of those long outlet passes. You're like, oh, how's this going to end? And Jorge able to muscle it up and in.
And ironically, those are all the passes that have been completed so far, is those full court outlet passes. That Odessa Reed and Mackenzie English have both.
Make everybody collectively hold their breath.
Yes, and they've gotten good at it, ironically.
Jorge hits the free throw. She's got 5, and the Dragon lead is back up to 15.
And we haven't seen Mackenzie English once this quarter, and Odessa Reed is the reason for that. She's done such a good job picking up Mackenzie English's slack that Coach Gegg does not need to risk a third foul this half.
Sarah Unier back to Kate. Looking to drive, cut off by Jorge that time. No easy dribble down the lane for Unier that time. In the corner now, she's going to drive into the lane. Mantooth cuts her off. Gober steals it away. Outlet pass, I don't think Jorge was ready for it, but she chased it down, gets it back out to Gober, and time for the Dragons to calm down and get it back together here offensively. Gober driving, and she walked with it. Just not real sure where she wanted to go with it, and turned it over. And another situation where you don't need to be that hurried up. Nope, that's sped up.
You know, Adelie Gober kind of just sped herself up the whole possession there. Never really wanted the ball in her hands, it looked like.
Unier with it into Jorge. They're going to get Anna for the block, and she doesn't like the call, but she wasn't set. And she headed Unier off the pass. But that's Anna's first. Three-point attempt is good for Sarah Unier, and that's what I'm talking about. You got to have that perimeter defense, and you can't lapse on it. It's got to be there the entire game against this Chanute squad because they're always looking to pull the trigger from outside. The Dragon lead is down to 12 now. Shot on the way from Jorge, off the glass, no good. Tipped out of bounds, it'll stay with the Dragons. Pittsburg fortunate there.
Yeah, fortunate that Odessa Reed is just manhandling his boards, and even when she's not getting them, she's forcing Chanute to knock him out of bounds and give the ball to Pittsburg.
There's an entry pass to Reed, outside to Gober. She'll try a three, in and out, and Jorge can't come away with the rebound. Unier's going to push it up the floor for Chanute. 12-point lead for the Dragons. Unier cut off, kicks it out to Sarah Unier. Drive along the baseline. Good job by the Dragons as Lubring tried to drive along the baseline. The Dragons using that out-of-bounds line like the extra defender. And Lubring stepped on the line. That'll give it back to Pittsburg.
Pittsburg doing a great job playing very physical defense, but keeping it clean for the most part. And that right there is why they had that out-of-bounds call and a turnover instead of a wide-open layup.
Miller gives it a Gober, gets it right back. They get it across the timeline. Now Adelie with it at the logo. Back up top to Miller. Angie twisting down the lane. Shot on the way off the glass. High, no good. Rebound comes down to Chanute. They get it out ahead to Sarah Unier. Into Briley Mantooth. Mantooth commits the foul. Shot no good. Unier will head to the line to shoot two. And Mantooth just kind of doing everything she could there to prevent the easy bucket. She was already pretty deep down the lane. And now Unier is going to step to the line and try and earn those 2 points.
And that's one thing you've seen Pittsburgh struggle with all season is not allowing a defender to be able to go into the lane uncontested for the most part. We don't really find a defender to stop the attacker unless it's at the basket and they're already in their shooting form.
Unier's second shot, no good. Rebound, Reed. And the Dragons have it under a minute to play first half. They get it down low to Reed in a crowd. She has it stripped away. Pass ahead to Lubring. Now Kate Unier with it. She'll pull it back, reset. Near side to Lubring, got away with a little extra step there. Trying to get it down low to Unier. Off her hands, out of bounds, Dragon ball. 20 seconds and change left to play in the first half. Bryna Peter will check back into the game, replacing Claire Jones. Gober gets it across the timeline, then traveled. And again, another situation where she just mentally rushed and commits a turnover.
Yeah, you know, Chanute is showing that they're going to trap at the half-court line, and she's sprinting into it and then acting surprised and mentally just not prepared for the half-court press and turning the ball over.
There's an interception by Reed. She'll hoist it up at the buzzer, no good. Well, she probably could have taken a few more steps before hoisting that one at the buzzer. And they should put about 3 seconds back on the clock. They'll put 2.5, I think the official said. There it is. Back on the clock. Yeah, Reed had another step or two before the buzzer, but again, the Dragons, that's another just getting rushed a little bit rushed. And there's a heave at the buzzer, no good. At the half, Dragons lead it by 11, 29-18. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the GN Bank Halftime Show. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High School. At the half, Dragon girls leading Chanute 29-18. This is the GN Bank Halftime Show, brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for more than 100 years. Whether it's personal, business, or agricultural needs, trust the team at GN Bank. Find out more at gn-bank.com. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of those scoring totals for the first half. First for the Chanute Blue Comets. They're led in scoring by Kate Uner. She's got 7 points. Sarah Uner with 6, and Bryna Peter with 3, and Lily Fisher with a bucket to round out the scoring for the Blue Comets. For the Dragons, they're led in scoring by a duo of Odessa Reed and Mackenzie English. Each of those girls have 9. Next up, Anna Jorge with 5, and then Sophia Hertrick and Adelie Gober with a 3-point bucket each in that first quarter. And that's all the scoring for the Dragon girls. And like we said during the pregame show, our keys to the game, and like we say every week, the turnovers for the Dragons, and a few turnovers here, a few turnovers there, and you would think that they'd be up by closer to 20 at this point, but they have turned the ball over quite a bit in that first half, something that I know that they want to get taken care of because Chanute's not putting a great deal of pressure on them. So these are largely unforced turnovers that the Dragons need to clean up.
Yeah, in the first quarter, you saw the issue was a couple of offensive rebounds. That's why Chanute found there were only a bunch of points. But in the second quarter, it was a lot more in that turnover department, that young offense we have, those young guards. They just get rushed, and you can tell at times that inexperience gets the best of them. Yep. And if you're Pittsburgh, if you can just find a way to slow down Chanute's half-court trap, and find a way to break it and run your offense, this game gets a whole lot prettier. And then Chanute found a couple more perimeter shots. That's why they scored a couple more points. If you're Pittsburgh, just got to tidy up offensively, and you should make this game a lot larger of a lead.
Yeah, if the Dragons took better care of the basketball, they could also dominate that time of possession a lot more, but they just seem like they're rushed, like every possession is a 5-second possession because they just don't settle into the offense like some teams do, and so we'll see if they can get that corrected in the second half. That Eye on the Game brought to you by Kanar Eye Care. As we take a look back at the first half, Kanar Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Kanar Eye Care with locations in Pittsburgh and Girard is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at CanarEyeCare.com. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back with more of the GN Bank halftime show as we get set for second half action between Chanute and the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Thanks to your support, Kanar Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Kanar Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Girard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Girard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Girard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Girard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Girard.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Every tax season a villain rises.
Keep those numbers messy. I thrive on confusion.
But when overpayment strikes, a hero answers the call.
You can't save them all, Captain.
Watch me. Prime Accounting, fighting for your deductions, protecting your refund. Don't let Tax Luther take your refund. Join Team Prime today. Power to the people who file.
To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
back to Pittsburg High School. At the half, Dragon girls leading Chanute 29-18. Chanute's won 6 of their last 10. So a much improved team since Pittsburg faced them back on January 9th. Dragons won that game by 13, 45-32. Hoping to go for the season sweep here tonight against the Blue Comets. Dragon boys got a 2-point win. Little Grand Theft basketball up in Chanute earlier this year.
That's our brand.
And see if they can duplicate that performance here on the home floor. Dragons got just their first home win earlier this week, or I'm sorry, on Friday night when they defeated Parsons 49-22. Or I'm sorry, defeated Parsons 59-52 here in Pittsburgh. And the boys have played really well on the road and have struggled mightily at home, so it's good to see them get that one out of the way. Now Chanute with the ball to start the second half. We're underway. Kate Unier with it. She'll give it up to Rourke. Back to Unier. Miller picks her up. Get it down low to Lubring. Stripped away. Jorge comes away with it for the Dragons on the run, off the glass and good.
Some incredible ball handling by Jorge, just basically slapping it down the court between two defenders, making a very tough layup to start the third quarter.
7 points for Jorge. Chanute getting it into the half court. This is Sarah Unier with it. Rourke gets it, loose ball to Kate Unier. Now this is Bryna Peter, kicks it outside. Lubring, and again, it's stolen away. An outlet pass ahead to Jorge, off and running. And her shot off the glass is good. 9 points for Jorge.
We saw Jorge having struggles with that touch around the basket earlier this game. She's since tidied that up very well and made some tough layups.
Timeout Chanute. Coach Fox wants to talk it over with his squad. It's a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 6:52 to play. Third quarter. Dragons lead at 33-18. We'll step away for a quick break. You're watching Dragon basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High School. Chanute with the ball coming out of the timeout. They have it here on the offensive end. This is Lainey Holtzman with it. She'll kick it into the corner to Peter. Bryna will cross court over to Sarah Unier. Shot no good. Rebound English. Long outlet pass though. Picked off by Sarah Unier. Good effort to get down the court and cut that one off. And they're going to whistle a blocking foul against, I think that's going to go against Odessa Reed. That's just her second.
Yeah, Dessa Reed just trying to rotate into her position in the zone and just
sideswiped
her. Just undercut her. That's a good way to pick up your second foul.
They'll get it in on the inbound to Holtzman. Shot on the way, no good. Rebound Miller. Angie will handle it up the floor quickly. Picks up her dribble though, needs some help. Dragons can't stand and watch her. They get it over the top to Reed. Down the lane, shot no good. There's a foul on the rebound. It's going to stay with the Dragons.
I don't know how Angie Miller does it, but she makes every single impossible pass find a Pittsburgh hand most times. It's especially Odessa Reed. She's a great jump ball receiver, and it's been working very well in the paint tonight for Pittsburgh.
That foul was called on Sarah Unier. That's her second. First team foul on Chanute. That pass from Miller Not a good one, deflected, thankfully out of bounds, and she'll get another shot at it. Over the top, getting it to Odessa Reed. Jorge outside to Hertrick, 3-point shot on the way, off the mark, rebounded by Kate Unier, came streaking through. Jorge's gonna pick her up, working off a screen. Unier down the lane, loses footing. You're gonna whistle a travel on her. And they're gonna get a sub in for Chanute, as Lubring will check in, replacing Jenica Rourke. Coach Dustin Fox working the officials as he wanted a foul that time instead of the travel. The Dragons just not a good looking inbound play there. And they'll turn it right over under their own bucket.
I was gonna say, we did a great job in that first half.
And again, no reason to be hurried up there, but just making rushed decisions. Into a crowd. Bryna Peener going to head to the free throw line. She's bailed out by a foul call. They're going to whistle that one on Angie Miller. That's 2 on Miller.
Yeah, I was going to say, Pittsburgh, we did a great job of answering when they score in the first half, but we don't ever do such a great job at scoring off turnovers we generate. Most times we generate a turnover and then we turn it back over.
Bryna Peener hits the first free throw. That's the first point of the second half for Chanute.
Points off turnovers are such a big stat in basketball, and Pittsburgh, at the amount of turnovers they generate, don't generate too many points.
Yeah.
You'd like to see that change.
Well, you want to generate more turnovers than you commit, and the Dragons have had problems with that as well. And Bryna Peener hits both free throws. She's got 5 points. And the Dragon lead down to 13. English going to handle it up the floor. She's going to be trapped, though. Gets it over to Jorge. Now Gober with it. She'll pull the trigger on a long 3 and drains it. If Adelaide gets a chance to square up, she's pretty deadly from beyond the arc. Dragon lead is now 16. Unier over the top. Errant pass, but it's saved in bounds to Bryna Peener. Back over to Unier. This is Sarah Unier, well short. Can the Dragons get a loose ball here? And again, 2 Dragons down there, can't come up with the ball, and it's an easy put in for Lubring. That's her first bucket of the night. English driving, stepping through, off the glass and good. And the foul.
And just an effortless cone drill for English, just kniving through defenders, the pass fake to divert that defender in the block and give her an open lane to scoop into the basket. She's done that a million times in her front yard. I guarantee you that's just like second-hand just memory for her.
Yeah. A foul's called on Kate Unier. That's her second. English trying to complete the 3-point play. And it's good. 12 points for Mackenzie English. The Dragon lead is 17. Unier with it, over to Lubring. Into the corner, shot on the way from Peter, over the backboard. And that'll give it back to the Dragons. 4.5 to play, third quarter.
And Chanute haven't made a 3-point shot from the corner yet. We've noticed that that's a place where we want them shooting the ball. It hasn't looked pretty all night, and that zone that we're running has generated those shots. You don't hate it at all if they're shooting that if you're Pittsburgh.
English gives it up to Gober, out to Mantu, thought about a 3. Now she'll swing it over to Jorge. Elbow for Gober, down low for English, off the glass and good. Good ball movement by the Dragons that time. 3 good passes and a high percentage shot. And Coach Fox wants a timeout for the Blue Comets. 30-second timeout. We'll keep it right here. 4:04 to play, third quarter. Dragons by 19.
And that's thanks because defensively they've done a great job. Besides second chance efforts, we saw another couple efforts right there. Besides that, Chanute hasn't gotten any pretty looks so far.
Yeah, and we point out when Chanute's able to get to a loose ball or get a rebound, because inevitably it ends up in like a wide open shot from under the bucket. But though there haven't been very many of those, the Dragons have done a really good job under the boards tonight. But it's just that when they haven't gotten it,
it leads straight to a bucket.
It's led to an easy bucket. What are the odds, right?
It's just like when they choose not to box out, Chanute exploits it. Like they take a play off, and Chanute, they take the play on. That's why the score is 22 points for Chanute. If it wasn't that, that'd be pretty ugly.
Chanute ball coming out of the timeout. Sarah Unier with it, gives it up to Kate. Looking to work on Jorge. She'll pick up her dribble. Gives it up to Ruark. Spinning into the lane. Foul from behind by Hertrick. Just not a good foul by Sophia.
No, she's had a couple of those tonight, just struggling to stay in front of the defender. And Pittsburgh, a lot of times, a lot of defenders do struggle with that when they're penetrating the basket. We don't do a great job of cutting them off and making it a difficult lane for them.
A lot of spinning going on there, and I think Hertrick bit on one of the spins. Ended up behind the ball handler and fouled her on the shot attempt. And we're getting that coaching on the sideline right now for the Dragons. And Elkamil will check in. Hertrick will sit. And one of those free throws was good. Elkamil gets it over to English. And there's a foul. I don't know who they're calling that on. They called it on the Dragons. Called it on Odessa Reed away from the ball.
Just that
moving screen. What was that?
Just she extended her arm apparently. Just a little shoulder check. I think a little forearm check. Just checking the 10th defender, and referee caught it. Didn't like it.
Unier with it. Over to Sarah Unier. Picks up her dribble. Back out to Kate. A little mishandled pass to Holtzman. She tracks it down. Now back over to Sarah Unier. Working it down low. Errant pass. This is Bryna Peter going to work. Kicks it out. Shot on the way. No good. Rebound comes down to Unier. And there's a held ball, and it will favor the Dragons. Good job by Gober to get her hands in there and get a hold of that one.
Yeah, I'd say Pittsburgh has by far been the more physical team tonight. Just the offense rebounds the only thing that's kind of posed some sort of counter argument for Chanute. But even when they do, Pittsburgh just looks a lot more physical into the basket and with the ball.
English gets it into Gober. Adderley pushing up the court. Ahead to Reed, who lost it. Couldn't handle the pass. Just a little too high for her. And they turn it right back over to Chanute. So one turnover and then another. We've seen it tonight from the Dragons. And there's that outside shot from Sarah Unier. And if you're the Dragons, you don't want to let that become a thing. There's another 50-50 ball. English comes away with it. Down the lane, stepping through, off the glass, no good. Tipped around. Chanute comes away with it. Dragons need to get back defensively. Kate Unier looking to push as Chanute trying to put together a little bit of a run here. There's an open shot, and it's good for Ruark. And you can't lose people defensively, and the Dragons are doing that last couple times down the floor.
Yeah, she was simply just wide open. Pittsburgh, I don't know.
At about 15 feet from the bucket, not even out at the perimeter.
It's incredible. Just a terrible defensive breakdown. Pittsburgh mentally, you could see it just starting to, this game's starting to get long on them.
Elkamil gets it over to English. McKenzie, cross court to Jorge, driving baseline, kicks it out to Elkamil for three. Off the front iron, no good. Rebound comes down to Chanute, but then there's a battle for the loose ball. It's a held ball. Possession arrow favors the Blue Comets. Now Mantooth will check in. Elkamil will sit.
You don't want to get in a jump ball with the Nooner. They don't play nice. You see them flying those elbows around, ripping at the ball. Pittsburgh, they're going to meet their match.
Well, Kate Unier with it up top. Pass deflected, batted around. It ends up with a Chanute player and a wide open look under the bucket. No good. Can Pittsburgh get a loose ball? No, they cannot. And Odessa Reed steals it away finally.
It's incredible.
Yeah, it's like bounced around like a pinball down there. Pass down low to Reed. She's fouled on the floor by Lubring. And so far, I think only 5 or 6 fouls have been called against Chanute the entire game.
They've done a great job of keeping it clean, but don't know if it's worked out for them. We've been a lot better team down low because of our physicality. And Chanute hasn't really answered that with any sort of physicality in return.
Gober gets it into Jorge. She'll drive to the elbow, kicks it over to English. English working against Lubring. Gives it up to Jorge. Now back to Mantooth. Straight away three is good. Mantooth's first field goal. And the Dragon lead is 16. Here's a wide open three for Lubring. In and out. Rebound comes down to English. Long outlet pass, too long. Intended for Jorge. And just slow it down. There's no reason to push it up the floor like that. Wide open shot for Uner. No good. Rebound Gober. Let's just dribble it up the floor. There we go.
Shot clock is turned off. You have a chance to have the last possession. Let's see if they do it.
25 seconds and counting left in the third quarter. English driving. She's fouled, and we'll head to the free throw line with 19.4 left in the third.
English is so much more stronger than everybody else out there. When she gets to the basket, they just have no answer but just to hack at her and hope for the best.
She's being particularly aggressive tonight going to the bucket as well, not settling for jumpers.
And you see that good things happen when you attack the basket. That's what my dad always told me. And then,
your dad's right.
Yeah. Referees tend to like people that attack the basket as well. They tend to give them a little more grace.
Yeah. The more aggressive team's going to usually get the benefit of the call. And English hits that free throw. He drains them both. Dragon lead is 18. Under 20 seconds. And you got to pick them up. Uner gets it over to Kate Uner. They're going to look for a three in the corner. Ball poked away, and Gober comes away with it for the Dragons. You got 5 seconds. Let's go. And she'll take it. Drains it at the buzzer. Oh, my goodness. Adelie was like, oh, I'll just take this. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, you saw her waltzing into that one with 5 seconds left. She was just trying to eye it down and get the buzzer beater.
After three, Dragons lead it by 19, or I'm sorry, by 21. Math's hard. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back at fourth quarter action. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Having the
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High. 1 quarter left to play. Dragons leading it by 21 over the Chanute Blue Comets. In a game where the Dragon defense, combined with some really timely shooting, has given them a pretty comfortable lead here heading into this fourth quarter. Mackenzie English gets it on the inbound. Down to Adelie Gober, back to Reed, and not a great pass from Gober, and Reed saves it inbounds, but right to a Chanute defender. This is Lily Fisher with it. We're gonna learn our Chanute roster tonight. She'll give it up to Rylan Carter, and then the turnover gives it back to the Dragons.
See, that possession by Chanute looked a little Pittsburgh-esque.
Well, they got some younger kids in the game right now. If you look, these are all new faces out here right now.
But that's also Pittsburgh all season. A bunch of young players. We got a bunch of young ball handlers, and you can tell in a year or two, once they figure it out, they can get very nice.
Gober raises up for three. No good. Rebound comes down to Paige Hellman. Fisher with it. Her pass tipped by Gober. Stolen away. Adelie on the run, off the glass and good. 11 points, Bradley Gober. Near side, this is Hellman. Gets it back on the wing. She'll step inside the line. Her shot off the mark. Rebound tracked down by Claire Jones. This is Rylan Carter. Tried to save it to Jones, and it's tipped, deflected out of bounds by Anna Jorge, and now the Dragons going to sub in. So Gober, Mantooth, and Reed will sit. Hertrick, Miller, and Elkamil into the game for Pittsburg. They get it to Jones at the elbow, working into the lane on English. Her shot no good. Rebound Hertrick. And Miller will walk it up the floor for the Dragons. You think if you're Pittsburgh, you want this possession to last 30 seconds.
You got the
It
cushion.
doesn't look likely to. Here goes Hertrick down the lane, off the glass. No good. Rebound comes down to Grace Lubring. Nope, that was Lily Fisher who got it. Fisher's pass deflected into the hands of Elkamil. Gets it ahead to Hertrick. Sophia trying to slow it down. She's fouled.
A great job by Sophia to break that press right away. Just recognized it early on, he didn't get tripped up. That's a great job of recognizing that double team really early on and not allowing yourself to generate a turnover.
Kylie Serrano checks into the game for the Dragons, replacing Anna Jorge. Serrano seeing her first action tonight. Miller with it, trying to get it to English. English had to track down the deflection outside the three-point line. Now she'll raise up for a three. And it's been that kind of time for the Dragons shooting the basketball as English drains a three. And the Dragon lead is 26. This is Rylan Carter with it. Up top to Hellman. Gets into the lane to Claire Jones. Picks up her dribble, back out to Hellman. She'll put it on the floor, drives to her right into English. Kicks it outside. This is Carter with it. Back to Jones, and that's a shot clock violation. The Dragons will get it back, 5:04 to play. And English will sit. Odessa Reed into the game for the Dragons.
Just a great job by Pittsburgh defensively, just staying disciplined and keeping their feet in the ground, moving with the ball handlers, and that ball never entered the perimeter for 35 seconds. So Pittsburgh, pat yourself on the backs.
On the collective back. Elkamil raises up for three. That one's off the mark. Rebound comes down to Jones. And now Carter pushing it up the floor for Chanute. Picks up her dribble, top of the key, will give it up to Hellman. Back into the corner to Carter. Shot on the way, no good. Hellman with the rebound. She's fouled on the putback, and I think they're going to get Hertrick with that one.
Yeah, if you're Hertrick, you're shocked by the call, but it shouldn't be an option anyways. You just got to do a better job of boxing out and getting the rebound the first time around.
That's the fourth foul on Hertrick. And Mantooth will check in, replacing Miller. And the second shot rattles in for Hellman. It's her first point of the game. And she'll guard Elkamil as she handles it up the floor. Kendall loses the dribble. Outlet pass ahead to Jones. She's fouled. And I think they're going to get Elkamil with this foul, and they do.
Chanute, on the contrary, at Pittsburgh do a great job of trying to capitalize off their turnovers, and they run in transition pretty well and force a lot of opportunities around the basket, most times resulting in a trip to the line.
First shot is good for Jones. That's her first point of the night. Second shot is good as well. Mantooth with it on the inbound. She'll get it to Elkamil. Kendall pushing it up the floor into a trap, though. And a timeout, Coach Gegg. And the Dragons got some younger players out there right now, but you got to anticipate that half-court trap every time down the floor. And Elkville gets trapped, saved by a timeout, and it's a full. We'll take it as well. 4:15 to play. Dragons way out in front, 54-31. You're watching Dragon basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit girardmedicalcenter.com.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High. Dragons with the ball coming out of the timeout. Elkamil's shot no good. Reed with the rebound, and she's fouled on the putback. And Odessa will head to the line to shoot two. And I didn't see, they got the foul on Hellman, I believe. That's her second.
Odessa Reed, a big part to Pittsburgh's success tonight, both offensively and defensively. Just such a force down there, man.
9 points in the first half. She's yet to score here in this second half, but she absolutely took over that second quarter. And still scoreless for the second half. As that one's out of bounds, it'll stay with the Dragons. Gober checks in, replacing Odessa Reed. So the Dragons really without a post presence right now. Well, I guess Serrano's in there. Hertrick's three off the mark, chipped around. Adelie's going to chase down the Karam. Loses her dribble, gets it back. I don't know what this thing's doing right now. There we go.
Gober doing a great job of just kind of taking over that possession. Not really much going on, so she just attacks the rack and forces a foul. And finding a way yet again to create points for this offense that Josh really hasn't had really an order of operations this whole game. They've kind of had what you call in the NBA hero ball. All these players are just doing such a good job individually creating their own opportunities, and it's reflected greatly on the scoreboard tonight.
Well, they've a real dedication to get the ball down in the post as well tonight, which has served them well. And you combine that with some timely outside shooting, which they've had. And
plenty of.
Hard to beat. Dragons by 25. Chanute with it on the offensive end. We got 3.5 to play. And a lot of young players out here on the floor for both teams. Hertrick, the lone senior, I think, out there. Fisher with it, top of the key. Now she picks up a dribble, gets it over to Rylan Carter. Down low to Hellman, high arcing 10-footer, no good. Rebound comes away to Elkamil. Has it poked away, gets it back, and now Gober will handle up the floor for the Dragons. 3 minutes, tick-tock. Gober into the lane, loses it, just too much traffic in there. And Chanute comes away with it. And there's a foul. I think they're going to get man-tooth with this. Yep. That's 2 on Briley.
Pittsburgh, we know they're so active with their hands to the basketball, and that time, especially when they're driving to the basket, pass when it bites us in the butt. We just normally reach when we don't need to, out of attacking the player on the opposite team, and that a lot of times will result in a trip to the line for them.
Fisher makes the first free throw. That's her 3rd point of the night. She had a bucket in the first quarter. Second shot off the mark. Rebound comes down to, I think that's Lainey Trissler. Elkamil driving, kicks out the man-tooth. High arcing 3 off the mark. Rebound comes down to Chanute, that's Claire Jones who pulled that one down. Then the long outlet pass right to Mantooth. So Chanute gives it right back to the Dragons. 2:20 to play as Gober walks it up the floor into Hellman. Now Elkamil will try a three, way off the mark that time. Battle for the rebound. Held ball, and it will be Chanute ball.
And with this sort of cushion with just 2 minutes left, you can see everybody out there just trying to get their own shot from outside of the arc, trying to contribute to the scoring column, saying they can score, saying they scored tonight.
Fisher handles it up the floor for Chanute. She'll kick it over to Carter. Now Hellman. She'll try a three and drains it. 4 points for Hellman all in this fourth quarter.
And that arc might triumph Riley Mantooth's arc.
Man, that was a lot of arc on that shot.
Going up to the clouds and coming back down.
Elkamil to the line, to the free throw line. She's fouled at that point by Claire Jones. And Chanute with a foul to give still before the Dragons are in the bonus. Trissler to inbound for the Dragons. Gets it into the corner to Gober, open for three, why not? She'll take it and hits it. $16 points for Adelie Gober. Dragons by 24. That shot forced up, rebound comes down to Trissler. Is that they're gonna call 30-second timeout. Dragons are, and they'll get some subs into the game. It's time to get to know more subs for the Dragons as Alexis Chronister checks into the game.
She's got the pink in her hair to support the cancer awareness that Pittsburgh's got going tonight.
Get behind that. Trissler backs down, gives it up to Mantooth. Into the lane, out to Chronister. Into the corner to Trissler. And the Dragons just kind of running a little weave on the outside, trying to burn some clock. Elkamil gets it now, top of the key. Gets it back under control, loses her footing, and out of bounds. They're going to say it stays with Pittsburgh. I think we got the benefit of that one because it looked like it was off of us, but Dragons will keep it. Into the corner to Trissler for three. Off the mark. Rebound battled for and out of bounds. I think it's going to end up with the Dragons, and it is. Last touched by Rylan Carter.
And Chanute just struggling to come down with the ball. Now this is Pittsburgh's third or fourth opportunity. Time dwindling down. You'd like to see one of these guys make a shot and make their night.
Trissler gives it up to Mantooth. Drives into the lane, kicks out to Elkamil. She'll take it. Off the mark. Rebound battled for, out of bounds. They're going to say last touched by Serrano, and it will be Chanute ball, 37.9 to play.
And a great game by Pittsburgh tonight, almost 60 points. You haven't seen that a lot in recent games, and it's really good to see that going into these playoffs.
This is Fisher driving baseline. She'll kick it out, swing it out to Hellman, top of the key. She drives, got away with a walk there. And Dragons come away with a loose ball. Trissler just trying to manage it up the floor. And it's poked out of bounds by Hellman. It'll stay with Dragons, 11.7 on the clock. Trissler gets it into Elkamil. Working on Fisher and just content to let the time run off the clock. That's gonna do it. Dragon girls win it 59-35 over the Chanute Blue Comets. Dragons improved to 13-8 on the season. 7-3 in the SEK. And Chanute falls to 11-8, 4-5 in the SEK. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back with the hybrid post-game, pre-game show. As the boys out on the floor warming up, we'll have them for the nightcap. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
It's a bird.
It's a plane. It's Chicken Annie's Gerard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Gerard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Gerard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Gerard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Gerard.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
Every tax season, a villain rises.
Keep those numbers messy. I thrive on confusion.
But when overpayment strikes, a hero answers the call.
You can't save them all, Captain.
Watch me. Prime Accounting, fighting for your deductions, protecting your refund. Don't let tax luther take your refund. Join Team Prime today. Power to the people who file.
To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
Pittsburgh Sports Live is presented by Crawcan, your community technology partner. Don't get bit by slow speeds and high prices. Get Gigabit, the fastest internet in Southeast Kansas with Crawcan. To learn more about Crawcan's no-nonsense pricing and multi-gig internet, check them out at ckt.net. Well, Dragon girls get the win, 59-35 over Chanute. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the scoring totals for that game before we move on and start talking about tonight's nightcap, the boys matchup. First for the Chanute Blue Comets, they're led in scoring by Kate Unier, actually Sarah Unier. She had 9, Kate had 8. That rhymes. And Bryna Peter with 5, Paige Hellman with 4, all of those coming in the fourth quarter. Lily Fisher added 3, and then Grace Lubring, Jenica Ruark, and Claire Jones with a bucket each to round out the scoring for Chanute. For the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons, they're led in scoring by Mackenzie English. She had 19 points. Adelie Gober finished with 16, 13 of those coming in the second half. Odessa Reed and Anna Jorge added 9 points each, and all of Reed's 9 points came in the second quarter, and she just absolutely took over that quarter with Mackenzie English sitting on the bench with 2 fouls. And the Dragons did not miss a beat with Reed scoring 9 in that period. Anna Jorge had 9, and then Sophia Hertrick and Briley Mantooth, bless you, with 3 points each to round out the scoring for Pittsburgh. Now, time to turn the page to the boys matchup. Dragon boys coming in at 8-10, 5-4 in the SEK League. Chanute 11-7, and Dragons coming off their first home win on Friday night, 59-52 over Parsons. Chanute coming off of a 68-45 win against Lebec County at home. And then back on the 10th, a really impressive 52-42 win against Fort Scott. And that helps out every team in the league pretty much. If you can beat Fort Scott, we need a few teams to beat Independence. If anybody's listening, you guys should get on that. The Dragons got a 1-point win on the road at Independence, but we need some other teams to beat them as well. But tonight, the focus is on the Chanute Blue Comets. And last time these teams met back on the 9th of January, the Dragons won that game 52-50. And so, you know, Chanute thinks that they got a chance here, and the Dragons have been a very different team at home as opposed to on the road. And so they're going to really have to dial in and play a good game here tonight if they want to come out on top in this one. We'll talk more about the keys to the game, get you your starting lineups. As we get closer to tip-off, we're going to step away for another break. And when we come back, more of the hybrid post-game, pre-game show. It'll be more of a pre-game show when we come back. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburg Sports Live.
Today we're going to do an experiment to see just how fast Crawlcan's multi-gig internet is. In your email, you'll find 2 links. When I say go, click on the first link to download the 500 gigabyte test file. Go! Okay, now when I say go, click on the second link in your email to upload the file. Go! I guess it really does eclipse all other internet.
Release the Crawcan. Monstrous multi-gig speeds for a low, no-nonsense price.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Whether you're trying to make the most of the next harvest, navigating a changing business landscape, or planning for the next chapter in your life, the professionals at Prime Accounting Solutions are here to help. With 10 locations, Prime Accounting offers convenient, friendly accounting and tax services at a fair price. Payroll, bookkeeping, business planning, personal tax filing, and more. And now Prime is the place to go for insurance. To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the 4-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at BigIronAuctions.com.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburg.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan. A plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Purple Dragon pregame show is brought to you by Community National Bank and Trust, your neighbors, your partners, and your biggest supporters. From personal and business banking to mortgages, credit cards, and investments, CNB has the tools you need with the service you deserve. Equal housing lender, member FDIC. Learn more online at mybankcnb.com. Community National Bank and Trust, where community comes first. Dragon boys getting set to take on Chanute. The girls won their matchup 59-35. Dragon boys going for the season sweep as well of Chanute. Last time these teams met, it was a 2-point game on the road in Chanute. And not to wake up poltergeist or anything, but the Dragons have played much better on the road than they have at home. And Michael, I think if we're going to talk keys to the game tonight for the Dragons, you got to value every possession, but at the same time, keep shooting. If you don't make your first shot, don't let it keep you from taking that second shot.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what it's going to take against a team like Chanute that likes the outside shot as well. The Trivers going to outshoot the other team, and we've seen at times Pittsburgh can be very dangerous behind the arc. It's just don't give up if you're not, because you're going to need it this game, and you'd like to see Jamarcus Davis as well be a threat interiorly.
Yeah, those keys to the game brought to you by Vietti Auto Body and Alignment in Pittsburgh on the corner of 4th and Joplin since 1948 with John Hunt and Bill Hunt now in the Vietti Alignment shop. If it can be aligned, those dudes will align it. From golf carts and side-by-sides all the way up to F-550s and small buses, they'll get it done. Schedule your appointment by calling Vietti Auto Body and Alignment, 620-231-6230. And I believe we're going to have the national anthem yet again here for the boys' game. So to honor the United States, we'll be quiet.
This evening, we stand united in support, hope, and remembrance. We recognize the incredible strength and courage of those battling this disease, the survivors who inspire us, and the loved ones we carry in our hearts. We invite everyone wearing pink tonight to show your support and help us raise awareness as we work together toward a future without cancer. Thank you for being a part of this special night. And now let's cheer on our Purple Dragons. At this time, we'd ask you to continue to rise, remove your caps, and face your attention to the west side of the gymnasium and the flag of our United States of America as as the PHS Pep Band leads us in our national anthem.
Tell you what, basketball just isn't the same without the pep band. And a Pittsburgh pep band with the rendition of the national anthem, I think it was better the second time around. Everybody got good and warmed up. Yeah.
You got to get the courts loose. You got to get the brass loose.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
You got to get those reeds wet. I don't know. I'm not a woodwind player. I have no idea. Okay, so some changes to the starting lineups tonight for the Dragons. Let's go ahead and talk starting lineups. First for Chanute, they'll start 6'4" junior Warwick Olson, 5'9" senior Easton Colburn, 5'10" junior Jalen Duncan, 6'1" senior Kobe Patterson, and 6'5" junior Daniel Stanley. For the Dragons, they'll start number 1 senior Danny Durden, number 2 senior Caden Navaratnam, and Wyatt Thomas, sophomore, number 3, has made his way into the starting lineup tonight. We heard Coach talk about it after the Parsons game. And here we see Wyatt Thomas in the starting lineup, along with number 4, Jamarcus Davis. He's a junior. And junior number 11, Landon Jesse.
Yeah, with the substitution of Wyatt Thomas, you bring on a little more reliable ball handler. You bring some more security offensively. You can hope that offense runs a little smoother. You're getting better looks. You're trying to prevent some more turnovers.
Yeah, you might give up a little bit defensively, but Thomas is also just an effort guy. He goes out there 100% all of the time, and defensively sometimes that pays dividends as well. So I think, over the course of the season, Coach Jesse's just watched him, Coach Moss has watched him just grow, and he's earned it. He's earned his spot in this starting lineup, and wish him all the best luck tonight.
Yes, we do. We hope that he can, like I said earlier, bring that offense together. He can be not a captain, but he can be a level head at times and try to keep this team under control and just on to the next one. Offensive mentality. If we get a turnover, it's not the end of the world. Make up for it defensively and try to make up for it again offensively.
Pretty unselfish player, a distributor, but he has a pretty good shot and a reliable ball handler, and so we'll see. Our opening tip brought to you by B&B Excavating. The numbers don't lie, dirt's heavy, so trust the guys at B&B Excavating to move what needs moving. Specializing in septic systems, water line install and repair, driveways, rock hauling, and leveling. Call B&B Excavating, 620-724-2735. Chanute going to control it off of the tip. This is Kobe Patterson. Gets it down low, shot no good by Daniel Stanley. Rebound Durden, and the Dragons have it for their first offensive possession. This is Caden Navaratnam with it, guarded by Patterson. Gives it to Jesse, gets it back. Now over to Wyatt Thomas. Back to Navaratnam. Davis in the paint. Jamarcus going to work, spinning, elevates. Shot on the way is good.
And there's that effectiveness by Jamarcus Davis inside that paint. Once you get him in there, he just looks all that much better. If Pittsburgh can get him going early, I think it's going to be a good night offensively.
And having 3 guards on the floor for the Dragons kind of allows Davis to play a little bit more in the post.
Yes.
Like we saw right there. He will handle it up the floor offensively this time for Pittsburgh as Chanute turned it over on the errant pass. Thomas over to Navaratnam, guarded by Patterson. Now to Jesse as he's picked up by Warwick Olson. Durden now back up top to Thomas. Dragons taking their time, but Thomas kind of lost the dribble, but Navaratnam right there to gather it back. 10 seconds and counting on the shot clock for Pittsburgh. Navaratnam with it out to Davis. He'll step back for a three, and it's good. Fearless shooter is Jamarcus Davis. The Dragons out to a 5-0 lead.
It's no shocker he doesn't lack confidence. Jamarcus Davis, each and every time he shoots, you feel confident as a fan.
Long three-point shot, no good. Rebound comes down to Danny Durden for Pittsburgh. Davis with it now. Slows it down a little bit, gives it up to Wyatt Thomas. Thomas gonna drive, stops his dribble, kicks it out to Jesse, who's too deep to take the shot, so he'll give it up to Davis. Back to Jesse. Now Navaratnam back to Jamarcus Davis. He puts it on the floor into the lane, kicks it out to Jesse. Open for three, he'll take it. Off the iron, no good. Rebound tipped around, and it's a loose ball. Ends up in the hands of Caden Navaratnam. Back to Jamarcus Davis. Dragons can reset, the shot clock reset. Davis's pass. And that's a dunk in transition for Daniel Stanley. And the Dragon lead down to 3. Davis down the lane, into contact, off the glass and good.
And Jamarcus Davis just having an answer for that dunk right away, just running through his defender and equalizing and within 5 seconds.
Patterson, they'll swing it around. This is Olson on the far side working against Jesse. Back up top to Colburn. There's a whistle. They're going to get a foul against Landon Jesse.
Well, you can see defensively so far, Pittsburgh doing a great job of not letting this offense develop off the ball. They're hedging the cutters. They're not allowing these cutters to run three and generate any offensive looks. The only points they've generated is off a turnover defensively.
Again, they work it down low to Stanley, who little pick and roll action. He was open under the bucket for the layup, and that's something the Dragons are going to have to adjust to defensively. And that pass, I think Durden wanted a lob, and Jamarcus Davis threw it low. And we're going to have a foul against Chanute after the turnover. They whistle that one against Jalen Duncan. That's his first. Meadows and Miller check in for the Dragons, replacing Thomas and Jesse. Meadows with it now, kicks it over to Zane Miller. He's going to dribble into the lane. Bounce pass over to the far side to Davis. Now back up top to Navaratnam. Now Miller with it. High pass for Navaratnam. He's able to go up and get it. Now back to Meadows. Little crossover. Kicks it over to Miller, open for three. And Zane hits it. That's good news for the Dragons. A couple outside shots falling early. 6-point lead for Pittsburgh.
For a team that ride or die so much in that three-point ball, it's great to see early on as a fan.
Patterson lost it off his leg out of bounds. It's going to be Dragon ball. Patterson wanted a foul, didn't get the call.
As well as the Chanute crowd.
Yeah, Chanute faithful directly behind us also want a foul. Meadows gets up top to Durden, now to Miller, and Navaratnam straight away three is good. Timeout, Chanute. Coach Crabtree wants to talk it over with his team. It's a 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here, and right there you just see how dangerous of a team these Dragons are if they can get some shots to fall from the outside.
Yeah, we've said it in this last month or two. They're a ride or die team all of a sudden by that three-point ball. So
Three three-point buckets in this first quarter for Pittsburgh already.
Yes, when they're riding, they're riding.
Yeah.
The scoreboard reflects pretty handsomely.
Well, it's just a matter of you can't fall in love with it and not continue to work the ball into the lane, because that's how you earn trips to the free throw line.
Exactly.
And you've got Jamarcus Davis, who's such a dynamic scorer in the lane that you can't get too far away from that.
No, you can't shy away from it. Jamarcus Davis is what adds that threat himself, because he makes that inside steal so clogged for his presence alone, and it opens up even more outside looks.
Chanute to inbound. They'll get it in, working against full court pressure from the Dragons. Jalen Duncan here, guarded by Malachi Meadows. A lot of dribbling around by Duncan. He's calling out the play, kicks it over to Olsen. Into the corner to Colburn. Back up top, they'll swing it around to Patterson. Cross-court pass to Colburn as they continue to work it around the perimeter. They're going to get a foul over the back on Durden, trying to stop the entry pass to Stanley.
And that was a great job by Pittsburgh defensively, rotating with the ball. We saw a lot of quick passes in succession.
And now Halen Moss going to check into the game, replacing Danny Durden, as Dragons go into a little bit more of a post presence, as Moss immediately in defense on Stanley. The Dragons come away with a turnover. Navaratnam fakes the three, kicks out to Davis, driving into the lane, spinning, elevates off the glass, no good. Gets his own rebound in the putback. 9 points for Jamarcus Davis. The Dragon lead is 11.
His physicality is just unparalleled, just so unique at his size, and so hard for other point guards to guard.
Olsen to Patterson. Now this is Duncan. Back to Patterson. They're going to whistle a foul, I think, against Navaratnam on the floor. So 3 Dragons with 1 foul each. Jesse, Durden, and Navaratnam. So 3 starters with 1 foul each. Navaratnam will sit. Landon Jesse back into the game for the purple and white. Duncan gets it in. Shot no good. We got a push foul going to be called against Daniel Stanley. That's his first, working against Halen Moss. And there we see the presence Moss has under the bucket that Stanley wasn't able to just go up and get it. He had to shove Moss out of the way.
And Stanley being all 4 points of Chanute offensively, you'd like to see him get in foul trouble and see how that bench depth looks.
Miller dribbling in the lane. Oh, good idea to try and get it to Moss, but Halen was cutting down the baseline and kind of took himself out of the passing lane. And Miller throws it away.
Miller didn't hit him the first time, so Moss, once he saw Miller in a stalemate, he thought he had to move to find an appropriate pass for Miller, and just wasn't the case.
That pass deflected, stolen by Davis. A break for the Dragons. A shot blocked by Chanute, as maybe a ball fake that time by Zane Miller would have been a good idea. There's a loose ball. Dragons come away with it. Davis fouled. Oh, no. They're going to say he stepped on the end line. No foul. It'll be Chanute ball. Davis just kind of got trapped on the baseline after the loose ball. Didn't have anywhere to go with it. Chanute will get it into Olsen. Down low to Stanley. And who they get this foul on? They got it on Miller. I was going to say Moss was clean on the play, but Zane called for a reach in on the floor.
No, great defense by Moss.
They're going to say it was during the act of shooting, and so they'll send Stanley to the line to shoot a pair. That's the 4th team foul on the Dragons. Stanley's first shot missed everything.
Not a terrible foul in retrospect. Halen Moss playing great defense. Yeah. You would have thought that foul by Miller wasn't the most necessary, but that's the first shot.
Been really good under the bucket, but apparently you get 10 feet out. And he hits a second.
Just didn't have a feel for it just yet.
Yeah.
But you see,
it's proven that second free throw is easier to make than the first. It's just a mathological fact. Dragon ball now. Wyatt Thomas back into the game, replacing Davis. Long bounce pass to Miller, out to Landon Jesse. Faked on a 3. Kick it over to Thomas, into the corner to Meadows. Tries the wraparound pass to Moss, and he can't handle it. Out of bounds to Chanute. This is not a standard lineup on the floor right now for the Dragons, so they're going to have to kind of feel each other out. Olsen guarded by Meadows. Kicks over to Chaney. Down to Stanley, guarded by Moss. Oh no! Oh no!
Brutal outcome
That's a
for
brutal,
Pittsburgh.
brutal call.
Halen Moss just
That was good D, man.
one step ahead of Stanley down low. He knows where he's trying to go, and he's just mirroring him so well that he anticipated that block a little too early for that referee's liking.
And if you're Chanute, you just keep feeding Stanley because apparently he can do no wrong under that bucket. And he hits both free throws. That time he's 3 for 4 from the stripe. He's got 7 points. Thomas bounce pass to Jesse.
And you can see this difference already from Thomas running that point guard spot. He just looks that much more confident, and the offense looks that much more methodical with him up there.
Miller with it at the elbow. They get it down low to Moss, and he's fouled. And that's why you feed that guy. He's going to get fouled a lot down there. And as long as Halen can make some free throws, it's good news for the Dragons. Big sub, 3 players getting set to sub in for Pittsburgh, 1 for Chanute.
It's going to be a very fun battle all night. Moss and Stanley down there. They got equal heights, equal strength. It's going to be very exciting.
First shot off the mark for Moss. Jamarcus Davis and Caden Navaratnam check in, and then Durden still at the scorer's table. He'll replace Moss after this free throw if we can get a stoppage here. Moss hits the second. And they're going to sub in Durden for Moss.
Pittsburgh showing a press, trying to show a trap actually, trying to get some easy steals in the passing lane.
Olsen with it. He'll kick it over to Duncan. Back to Olsen. Down the lane. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Lawrence Chaney. And Dragon lead is down to 7. Pittsburgh needs to tighten up defensively and get something going on the offensive end. Durden driving across the lane, kicks it out to Miller. Fakes the shot, now twisted into the lane. A lot of contact, but Zane gets it to go.
Zane Miller, just one of the niftiest players on this team. Even when he looks awkward,
shifty
he's
guy.
Comfortable.
Shifty. Dragon lead back to 9. Chaney gives it up to Olsen. Now gets it back in the corner, driving into the lane, kicks over to Audis, who just checked into the game. He'll drive into the lane, tries to get it over to Chaney, and does. His shot blocked from behind by Durden. Davis. Fall away by Navaratnam, no good, and that'll do it for the first quarter. After 1, Dragons lead it by 9. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High. After 1, Dragons leading it by 9 over the Chanute Blue Comets. And it would be worse. Chanute made a little bit of a run there at the end of that first quarter to cut the Dragon lead to 9. But if Pittsburgh can keep this up, and that's the big if. I guess if is the middle word in life. But if the Dragons can keep it going, looking good tonight. Davis right down the lane. Finger roll is good.
And if Jamarcus Davis isn't going, Pittsburgh's normally in for a good night offensively.
Durden got a piece of that one. Saved into Stanley. His shot no good. Rebound Landon Jesse. A flop warning against Jamarcus Davis. The guy just put his shoulder in his chest. It's pretty, I'd have flopped. I don't know about you.
No, it's a pretty strong man down below. Stanley and 6'4", and every bit of
flop warning. I don't think I've ever even seen that in high school sports.
In high school sports, I haven't seen it either. But
boy, he pulled that one out of page 383 of the rule book. Gosh,
Kansas referees will never.
Man, I'll tell you what, the pool's not very deep. Jesse with it on the wing, up top to Durden. Now Wyatt Thomas with it, back up top to Navaratnam. He'll take the three off the iron. Jesse with the carom, drives baseline, then has to throw it up top to Navaratnam. And now Thomas with it on the wing, going to work, driving down the lane, nowhere to go with it. Has to kick it out to Jesse. Now Davis with it. Back up top to Navaratnam, 16 seconds on the shot clock. Davis will pull the trigger on a three, no good. Rebound Durden, kicks out to Navaratnam, drives baseline, back to Durden, can't handle the pass. Out of bounds, that turns it over to Chanute.
And that hurts.
Good idea, but give him a good pass that he can handle, not one at his ankles and knees.
Pittsburgh doing a great job of creating 3 second chance opportunities, just unable to cash in on any of them. That really hurts when you do that good offensively on the boards.
Three-point shot is good for Warwick Olson, and the Dragons leave an outside shooter open and pay for it immediately. The lead down to 8. Jesse gonna drive, picks up his dribble, kicks it to Navaratnam. He picks up his dribble, now gives it to Davis. Back down to Durden, going to work on Stanley. To Navaratnam, streaking through, a nice cut, and a good find by Durden. 5 points for Navaratnam. Dragon lead back to 10.
They just look so much different offensively this game. Off-ball movement has been like never before. It's created so many points for them in this quarter.
Yeah. A lot of movement without the ball. Shot on the way from Audis. No good, but right there for the rebound is Duncan. Nobody boxed him out. And then the rebound comes down to Audis. And he'll throw it away.
And on top of the offense, this defensive performance as well. You're seeing so many bad passes from Chanute, just throwing it away to people that aren't there because they're rotating so well that Chanute thinks they're ahead of it, but Pittsburgh is one step ahead of them.
Wyatt Thomas comes out. Zane Miller back into the game for the Dragons. Navaratnam with it, top of the key. He can dribble, there he goes. Gives it up to Davis. Now over to Jesse, into the corner to Miller, fakes the three, stepping through, kicks it out to Jesse. Around the horn to Jamarcus Davis, into contact, no good. Rebound comes down to Davis, and he's fouled. They whistled that on a guy who wasn't even in there. Whistled that one on Kason Audis. That's his first, but he somehow did it from 10 feet away from the play. Miller gives it to Durden, off the glass and good.
Just that creative ability of Miller. A no-look pass that allows Duncan to have an uncontested shot.
There's a turnover. Zane Miller comes away with it. He'll hit the brakes. Good idea. The Dragons didn't have the numbers. Davis gets a play call from Coach Moss. Now Miller with it, top of the key. He's going to drive, spins into the lane, nowhere to go with it. Gives it up to Durden. Durden nowhere to go with it. Back out to Davis. It's a kick ball, and it will stay with the Dragons.
And what you're noticing, the lack of turnovers offensively. They're doing a great job of slowing down the offense when there's nothing there, kicking it back out, and finding another opportunity.
Miller working into the lane, tied up, kicks it out to Navaratnam for three. Oh, off the mark. Rebound comes down to Chaney, and Navaratnam got a real good look at it, couldn't get it to fall.
And man, it looked good in the air from this point of view.
Yeah. Chaney picks up his dribble, now gets it down low to, and that's going to be a goaltend against the Dragons as Durden wasn't necessary, and it's going to result in a bucket for Chanute. I think you'll credit that one to Warwick Olson, maybe. I'm going to give it to Olson. I don't know. He's got 5. And a 30-second timeout. Coach Crabtree wants to talk things over with his squad. We'll stay right here. 4:26 to play. First half, Dragons by 10. But Chanute, a dangerous team, and you've seen their ability to get kind of streaky, scoring the basketball, and the Dragons have to be careful to not have those mental lapses on defense and lose outside shooters or lose the big man under the bucket, because that's usually where it happens. And I'm sure that's something Coach Moss talking over with the team right now.
Yeah, this Chanute team kind of reminds you of this ladies team. They have players that are capable of just scoring their own shots when they can, but their offense as a unit doesn't look very successful.
Yeah, but, we've seen, the first time these two teams met, Lawrence Chaney just kind of absolutely went off at times on the Dragons, and they're going to have to really do a good job. They've done a good job stopping the dribble penetration of Chanute, and part of that is you give up the occasional open three, and Chanute's been able to cash in on those thus far. Thomas gets it to Jesse, and he needs to be whistled for a travel. And that's why you don't leave your feet to pass.
Nope. And Coach Moss begging for a jump ball, but Jesse just kind of fumbled with it.
No. It's just a real bad decision there.
Pittsburgh not doing a great job of countering that trap at the half court by Chanute.
Working into the corner, and here's the guy I was talking about, Chaney. He'll give it up to Audis. Over to Olsen. Olsen and Chaney really did a lot of damage against the Dragons the first time around. That shot, what are you talking about? You called the foul against Landon Jesse. That was a clean block. Some of these I just don't know, man.
Yeah, Coach Moss doesn't agree with it either, but
nobody who's watched basketball before is going to agree with that. Whatever. Sends Olsen to the line to shoot a pair, hits the first.
If you're Pittsburgh, control the controllables. Obviously, you aren't the official. You can't control the calls they make. All you can do is try to limit them and play by their book.
Just because someone swatted a ball doesn't mean they made any contact at all with the shooter. And that was not the greatest call I've ever seen. We'll just say it that way. Wyatt Thomas with it at half court. Bounce pass ahead to Meadows. Gets it to Davis. Over to an open Zane Miller. He'll take the three. Oh, in and out. Rebound Moss, and he's going to be fouled. Whole lot of arm. And they're going to whistle that foul on Jalen Duncan. That's his second. Man, these fans from Chanute don't like a darn thing tonight. I feel sorry for whatever fast food joint they go to after the game.
Mine will be Freddy's, I'll tell you that.
You've been, every break you're talking about Freddy's. We need to get them as a sponsor.
No,
Moss hits the first free throw.
Give me a discount, I'll take it.
Yeah.
But I will say offensively, you're seeing this press break, I think in large part thanks to Wyatt Thomas being able to slow it down and recognize it for where it happened. Chanute not doing a great job of disguising it, and that's just made our offensive possessions that much easier.
Moss 3 for 4 from the free throw line. Patterson gets it ahead to Chaney, and it comes away to the Dragons. I don't know what that weird little buzzer was for.
Not sure either.
Meadows gives it back to Thomas, working out of the half-court trap. It's kicked, and it'll stay with Pittsburgh.
Wyatt Thomas doing a great job using his ball fakes. You can see up, down, left, right, center, and the Chanute guys just can't get a hand on it. They have to use their feet if they want to deflect it.
Thomas will sit. Navarotnam back into the game for the Dragons. They'll get it into Zane Miller in the backcourt. Miller ahead to Jamarcus Davis. Down low to Moss. He's trapped. Got to get rid of it. Not a good pass. I think it was deflected. And it comes away to Olsen for Chanute. Now they get into the hands of Chaney. Cross to Patterson. Patterson with it, trying to work off a screen. He's picked up by Navarotnam. This is Audis driving, blocked by Moss. There's the eraser. Navarotnam will handle it across half court. There's the trap, gets it to Meadows. Back out to Navarotnam. Over to Davis. Into the lane to Miller. Zane fouled. And they're going to whistle that one on Stanley, I believe, and it is. That's just his second, I think.
Pittsburgh doing a great job of rotating the ball along the perimeter, trying to beat this trap from getting to them. That's when the turnovers start to come. So you've seen those skip passes and those long passes allow Pittsburgh to have those one-on-one matchups for a minute. And when you have teams that are doing trap defenses, you most times have the jump on that catch and dribble drive penetration. They've done a great job of exploiting that.
Stanley will sit. Hayes McKinney checks in, 6'5" junior for Chanute. Davis will take the three off the mark. And McKinney with the rebound. Quickly down on the other end. The shot is good for Easton Colburn. That's his first bucket. Miller with it. Spinning. Throws over the top to Durden. Danny barely able to handle the pass. Gets it back to Miller off the glass. No good. Rebound Navarotnam, and the putback is good.
You've seen a couple putbacks from these guards on Pittsburgh. That's very impressive.
Getting down under the boards and doing some work that time was Caden Navarotnam. Dragon lead still 10. Colburn with it. Gets it over to McKinney on the baseline. He has to kick it out to Olsen. He'll elevate for a shot from the elbow. No good. Rebound Davis. Minute 45 to play first half. Dragons with it, leading by 10. Coach Moss with the call. They get it down low to Durden. Elevates, no good. Gets his own rebound, and he's fouled. What? They called the foul on Durden?
Whoa.
All he did was get the rebound and get run into. Has this guy ever reffed basketball before? Looks like a math teacher.
He's saying he swatted at the defender to get the rebound.
Okay. That's 2 on Durden.
Both coming off the ball, or rebounding. Not what you'd like to see for Coach Moss. It's one of your interior pieces. The 2 fouls in the first half.
Not just, it's one thing if they're obvious fouls. It's another if they're questionable. McKinney going to work off the rim. Rebound tracked down by Chaney. Olsen down the middle of the lane. His shot is good. Dragons not boxing anybody out. And now the lead down to 8. Pittsburgh needs something offensively right here. Meadows with it. Top of the key to Navarotnam. Wing to Miller. A little shovel pass to Meadows. He'll give it back up to Navarotnam. Caden crossing over, back out to Meadows. Into the lane, almost walked with it. In trouble. Kicks it out to Miller, or excuse me, Davis. That pass deflected. Now Miller down the lane to Durden, and he's fouled. Good thing, because that was an awful looking layup. Durden landed a little bit awkwardly, but looks like he's going to be okay. And I think it was way further under the bucket than he thought he was when he went up for that layup.
And
ended up bricking it off the bottom of the rim. But fortunately for the Dragons, foul was called.
Yeah,
got this one on McKinney. That's his first, and it'll send Durden to the line to shoot 2.
Yeah, Kinney caught all Durden's left leg. That could be part of why he caught the bottom of the basket. Just body was swept out from under him.
Yeah. First shot off the mark.
You'd like to see Durden come with one of these and a stop. Going into the half, taking it 9 points. Going into the second half would be great if you're Pittsburgh.
They led it by 9 after 1. And Durden's bank is open. It's after 5, but the bank's open for Danny Durden. He's got 3. The Dragons need a stop here as they bring the half-court trap. And there's a foul by Meadows. And the Dragons have a couple to give, so there's one right there. As they were out of sorts defensively, so Malachi committed the foul so the Dragons can reset the defense, but you need to make sure that everybody's accounted for here. Olsen with it. Near side to Chaney. Working against Navarotnam. He wants a screen, kind of gets it. Now they'll give it up to Patterson. To Olsen. That pass errant, and Davis comes away with it for the Dragons. Off and running off the glass and good. Now you got to get back defensively if you're Pittsburgh off of the make. They get it to Chaney, shot off the shot clock, no good. And that'll do it for the first half. 1 half in the books. Dragons lead it by 11. We'll take a quick break. We'll be back with the GM Bank halftime show. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
Hold on. It's monstrous.
With Crawcan's multi-gig internet, you can experience monstrous speeds for every device in your home or business at the same time for a low, no-nonsense price.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
When it comes to having your labs drawn, you have a choice of where to go. For 30 years, MagLab has focused on providing quality lab work that is accurate and timely. MagLab's walk-in service typically gets you in and out in under 5 minutes with same-day results. Locally owned and operated, MagLab takes most insurances, including Medicaid, and has historically had the lowest out-of-pocket prices. So when it comes to having labs drawn, don't be told where to go. Choose for yourself. Choose MagLab.
It's the rush. Every touchdown, basket, goal, or lap is filled with excitement. It's why we love the game. It's why we play the game. It's also why we bet on the game. The rush is why we need a plan to bet responsibly and not lose more than we can afford. Problem sports gambling can ruin the love we have for sports. So know when enough is enough. Know when the game is playing you. Contact 1-800-GAMBLER for help today.
Welcome back to Pittsburg High School. It's the GN Bank Halftime Show brought to you by GN Bank, where they've been providing customers with the highest quality financial services in a friendly and personal way for more than 100 years. Whether it's personal, business, or agricultural needs, trust the team at GN Bank. Find out more at gn-bank.com. At the half, the Dragon Boys leading Chanute 31-20. And they led by 9 after one quarter, lead it by 11 here at the break. And Chanute's made some runs, but the Dragons have had the answer pretty much consistently here tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the scoring totals for the first half. This Eye on the Game brought to you by Kanar Eye Care. As we take a look back at the first half, Kanar Eye Care is here to make sure you can see what you're looking at. Kanar Eye Care, with locations in Pittsburg and Girard, is here to help their valued customers. Learn more at CanarEyeCare.com. I got through that one by memory.
Kudos to you, man. That was impressive.
Brain worked good tonight. All right, let's take a look at some of those scoring totals first for the visiting Chanute Blue Comets. Are led in scoring by Warwick Olson. He has 9 points. Daniel Stanley with 7, but then just 2 guys, Lawrence Cheney and Easton Colburn, with a bucket each. And that's all the scoring for Chanute in that first half. Dragons led by Jamarcus Davis with 13. Caden Navaratnam with 7. Zane Miller with 5, all those coming in the first quarter. And then Danny Durden and Halen Moss with 3 points each. Moss 3 of 4 from the free throw line, and that's important when your big man is hitting free throws. That's good news because he's going to get fouled down there a lot because of his size, so it's good to see him making his shots at the charity stripe. At the break, Dragons leading it by 11. We'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back with more of the GN Bank Halftime Show. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Thanks to your support, Canara Eye Care has expanded. With double the space, they offer more exam rooms, larger optical selection, and extended hours to fit your schedule. And with the latest technology, they can quickly diagnose any eye-related issues. All patients are welcome at Canara Eye Care, the clear choice for your family's vision.
It's a bird.
It's a plane.
It's Chicken Annie's Gerard. When you're facing a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Catering and carry out from Chicken Annie's Gerard. When an onion ring craving is too much to bear, when the family's coming over and you weren't aware, it's Chicken Annie's Gerard to the rescue. When there's 20, 30, 100 to feed, you need Chicken Annie's Gerard indeed. A heroic value, superb flavor. When there's a chicken emergency, there's only one hero. Chicken Annie's Gerard.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Every tax season, a villain rises.
Keep those numbers messy. I thrive on confusion.
But when overpayment strikes, a hero answers the call.
You can't save them all, Captain.
Watch me.
Prime Accounting, fighting for your deductions, protecting your refund. Don't let tax luther take your refund. Join Team Prime today. Power to the people who file.
To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
I was raised in a small town, and there was a lot of people who took time to invest in me. And so when we decided to open up our offices, we want to make sure that we're pouring back into the community that's giving to us. We care. We want to be involved. We want to have a passion for what you have a passion for. We want to be able to give back. And that's the foundation. That's why we're more than just insurance.
Welcome back to Pittsburg High. At the half, the Dragons leading the Chanute Blue Comets 31-20. Now, we don't want to put the cart before the horse, but the Dragons going for the season sweep of Chanute. They defeated the Blue Comets back in early January, 52-50. I believe that was on the 9th of January.
Yes.
To be precise, because we're all about precision here.
Yes, of course.
And yeah, so Dragons have struggled mightily at home, and so to get a season sweep over a team is actually kind of a big deal because that means we beat them here at home. This team can beat anybody on the road, but picked up the first home win Friday night against Parsons, and they're trying to make a winning streak of it here tonight against Chanute, and they're in pretty good shape here, leading by 11 at the half. They led by 9 after 1. Lead by 11 here at the half.
Hey, and this would be
nothing considerable as far as foul trouble for the Dragons. Danny Durden and Landon Jesse have 2 each.
And the case
Jesse should probably have just 1.
I think you both should have just 1.
Probably. Yeah, Danny Durden had that weird foul he got by out jumping somebody for a rebound.
Yeah, if Danny Durden can just stop existing when the ball gets shot, he won't get any fouls.
Yeah.
But if his existence is down there, expect a whistle. But that Pittsburgh can learn to adapt to that. Halen Moss hasn't had that problem, thankfully. He's only got 1 foul. The biggest issue you have to think defensively is that interior defense and that foul trouble, because Stanley has proven to be quite the force down there and a knockdown free throw shooter at that.
Well, the Dragons can keep keep shooting the ball as well as they did in the first half, they should be in good shape. They've also taken good care of the basketball tonight. Only a couple of turnovers, but Chanute has committed a few of their own, so kind of negated that for the Dragons. It'll be Blue Comet ball to start the second half. After we let every moment of time run out of halftime, and here we go. Jalen Duncan will handle for Chanute. Working off a screen. And they're going to whistle a foul on Wyatt Thomas. That's not a flop warning. No flop warning there. Thomas picked up his first. Dragons with their first team foul here early going. Duncan has it. Works it up top to Patterson. Now down low to Stanley. Too deep. And they're going to have a held ball, which is what. And it will be Dragon ball. Stanley got it down low with good position. Good defense that time by Landon Jesse. Got two hands on it, and we actually got the held ball call that time.
It's a great job by Landon Jesse. He's outsized physically, and he just got a jump ball block. That's incredible.
Durden with it now on the wing. Gives it up top to Davis. Back to Navaratnam. What in the... Trying to throw a lob, but it went off the rim. Fortunately, it stays with the Dragons, and then that cross-court pass picked off by Olsen. Didn't get fancy that time. Olsen right down the lane, off the glass and good. And let that be a lesson to the Dragons. Smart passes, because your turnovers equal points. There's a terrible pass. And Stanley comes away with it. Poked out of bounds by Thomas, who was pursuing the play. Coach Moss is not happy with his squad after these first couple of offensive possessions, because they have not looked good.
Nope. White Thomas.
Dragons can't just get so sloppy with the basketball.
Yes.
This is not a rec league game. Right into Durden goes Colburn. He's got 4 points, and it's night and day compared to what it looked like in the first half, as Chanute scores 4 unanswered to start the third quarter. Thomas picks up his dribble, needs some help, gets it out to Davis, top of the key, and all of a sudden everybody's indecisive for the Dragons. Into the corner to Jesse. He'll take the three. Off the mark. Rebound comes down to Olsen. Man, oh man, whatever they drank at halftime, throw that stuff away. Olsen off the glass, no good. Rebound Stanley over the top of Durden. Gets the bucket and the foul. And geesh. Third foul on Durden. And the Dragons have not looked good. I don't know a nicer way to say that, but it has not looked good. Zane Miller into the game for Pittsburgh. Landon Jesse comes out of the game with a bloody lip.
Confusion on the court.
Well, it's been the theme here for the second half. Stanley at the line. First shot on the way, no good off the back iron, as he can't complete the three-point play. Thomas down the lane gives it up to Navaratnam. He'll back it out. Back to Thomas. Gets a little bit of space. Now he's going to be trapped, and he loses the dribble. Quickly back the other way. A foul on Stanley by Davis. And that's the first personal on Jamarcus Davis. So if somebody was going to commit that foul, that's a good one.
Stanley should be shooting his 7th and 8th free throws already this game. That's a guy who, as the game goes on, those free throws are going to get more and more likely to go in.
He's 3 of 5 from the line. Make that 3 of 6.
So, excuse me, he's shooting his 9th and 10th free throws of the game. Oh, 3 of, okay, understood, yeah.
He'll be shooting his 7th right here.
I'm wrong again.
Meadows comes in. Wyatt Thomas will sit. Second shot is good for Stanley. He's got 10 points. The Dragon lead is down to 4. Navaratnam with it, gets it down low to Zane Miller. Not enough bigs in the game. Miller gives it up to Davis. Oh, a nice cut. Davis has 15. That's the Dragons' first bucket of the second half. Pushes the lead to 6. Long cross-court pass to Olsen. Trying to get it down low to Stanley. Poked away, and Stanley can't handle it. It'll be Dragon ball. What are the officials doing? Why the stoppage? I don't understand.
To tuck their jerseys in.
Oh. Okay.
Gotta look good.
Gotta look snappy. I look like professionals. Davis gets it to Navaratnam, across to Miller. Back up top to Davis. Now Meadows with it, back to Davis. Driving down the lane, out to Miller. Little ball fake. Gets it down to Durden. Driving down the lanes, Navaratnam, and he's fouled. So even if you don't get the shot, you want to drive the lane and get the foul. That one's going to go against Warwick Olsen. That's his first. Oh, no, it's his second, excuse me.
Just a great job by Pittsburgh. Ball movement is so good. They're hitting cutters. We haven't seen this type of offense really all this season, hitting cutters towards the basket and getting good opportunities.
And they're cutting towards the basket, so that's good as well.
An improvement.
Moving without the basketball. Corday Hayes into the game for the first time tonight. Danny Durden will take a seat. Durden with 3 fouls, so Dragons probably trying to protect him a little bit for the stretch run here.
You have to imagine getting rid of the big altogether with Stanley still in. They're going to go for they're going to fully commit to that press, and that they are.
Navaratnam hits them both. He's got 9. Stanley with it, gives it ahead to Olsen. Only had one man to beat, but he gives it back up to Duncan. Patterson loses it right into the hands of Davis. Jamarcus fouled, and he'll head to the line. And there's an injury. Stanley came down hard on his right ankle, and he is rolling around in pain, and that's not a good sign. You really hate to see that, and the training staff for Pittsburgh over there to take a look at him, but
you haven't seen the ankle move yet.
He hasn't tried to get up or put any weight on that, and that is bad news.
Oh, my.
Oh, poor kid. He's in a lot of pain down there.
A tremendous amount of pain. When that's always scary when you're coming in fast like that, trying to make the block.
Well, and there's bodies hitting the floor, and it's
your
just
ankle doesn't land right.
A lot of traffic.
Incredible discomfort right now.
Oh man, as a guy who's hurt his ankle several times, my heart really goes out.
Because you saw that ankle didn't even move. He just he left it limp.
No, yeah, he's really hurting. Man, you hate to see that because he's really a really good player for the Chanute team, and
he's a huge factor.
I mean, if you're a Dragon fan, you want to see your team win, of course, but you don't want people getting hurt, and you don't want to win that results from an injury. And
no, it just doesn't feel the same way, and it's just not the true competitive spirit of basketball or any sport to begin with.
Stanley able to get up, and man, that's super ginger on that left ankle. I just hate to see that. And he's going to head for the trainer's table, and they'll maybe tape it up. You never know. He
seems like a tough kid.
He might be able to get back in, but it will send Jamarcus Davis to the line to shoot a pair. The Dragon lead is 8 at this point. Davis trying to add to it right here. And he's had some time to think about these free throws.
No kidding. But in a game sense, that takes out a lot of size for Chanute.
This is his first trip to the stripe for Davis. First shot, no good off the back iron.
And, of course, you hate for it to be that way, but that takes a lot of physicality out of the game for Chanute, and that makes Pittsburgh's jobs easier, both offensively and defensively.
Davis makes the second free throw. And there's an over and back, a backcourt violation. And the Dragons, did you have that on your turnover bingo card tonight? A backcourt?
After creating a turnover, too.
After creating a turnover, you give it right back with a backcourt. Duncan with it. Now Olsen up top, guarded by Hayes. He'll swing it around to Patterson. Back to Duncan. Colburn with it. Trying to go over the top and does to Chaney, but his pass picked off. Meadows comes away with it. Dragons almost had another backcourt right there. Davis fouled in the lane. And that's not a popular call with the folks in powdered blue behind us here. But Davis, the aggressor, going to the bucket.
Yes.
You're going to get that call.
And especially when Olsen, it's on the floor, but Olsen just came behind and just kind of sideswiped them, trying to play hands up, but Olsen was at fault.
And that's Olsen's third.
That's another big size and offensive scorer. That's in foul trouble for Chanute.
Davis, we got to get this ball in. There it is to Zane Miller. He's trying to pass out of a trap. Now Davis going to be trapped, gives it up top to Navaratnam. Here it comes again. Davis with it, cross court. Oh my gosh, to Meadows, who saves it into Hayes. Over to Davis. And that's an offensive foul against Davis going into Duncan.
And Chanute creating a bunch of conundrum there.
Call that? How'd they call that on Zane Miller?
Huh?
We'll take it, I guess. I don't know. That's 2 on Miller, who was a mile away from the play. I think that was on Davis. They called a charge. And there, Duncan loses it. No foul that time. Ran right into knee with Davis, who gets up gingerly. And it's going to be Dragon ball. And nobody saw that collision.
Thankfully, you're able to walk away from it.
I guess we're not all watching the same game here. Fortunately, Davis is okay. Or he looks okay standing still. Miller, oh man. And Meadows streaking down the floor prevents the easy layup.
What you'd like to see, it's kind of a change of pace and this kind of attitude in this team is you saw all 3 guys close to play sprinted back.
Well, it's a 9-point lead now, and Chanute with a chance to get after it into that lead a little bit here on the other side of this timeout. It's a full timeout. We'll take it as well. 3:50 to play. Third quarter. Dragons lead it by 9. We'll take a break and we'll be back. You're watching Dragon basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Our whole vision of becoming the 4-state agency was because we want to be able to grow with our clients, whether they have a lake house in Oklahoma, whether they're starting a business and expanding into Arkansas. We want to make sure that they're taken care of, whether it's home, auto, financial services, or even life insurance. We want to walk through the stages of life with our clients. That's the biggest part. That's what makes us different.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store. We cheer with you at the local football games, serving you with the same friendly faces you have come to know and trust. GN Bank, the best place to bank and borrow.
From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High. Kason Audis hit both free throws during the break. Dragon lead is down to 7. Miller with it in the corner, being trapped, throws it off a defender out of bounds. Stay with the Dragons.
Big heads-up play by Miller there, getting the ball in the corner, and a trap defense was able to save the possession and restart.
Yeah, but when you catch the ball in the corner that way, you got to get rid of it quick.
Yes.
They'll get it into Davis. Meadows drives baseline, kicks it out to Davis. Now to Navaratnam as he's going to be trapped. Back to Davis. Down the lane goes Jamarcus. His pass intended for Meadows. Too high, and the Dragons turn it over. 7-point lead, 3:25 to play, third quarter. And the turnover bug has reared its ugly head for Pittsburgh. Navaratnam will sit. And Lane and Jesse back in the game for the Dragons.
If you're Pittsburgh, you cannot allow points off turnovers right now. Don't let Chanute go on a run.
To Duncan, back to Patterson. The Dragons trying to bring a little trap action of their own. Olsen working against Jesse. Elevates in the lane. And it's good. Good little runner there by Warwick Olsen. He's got 13, and the lead is 5.
And Pittsburgh has made Olsen's shots not the easiest, but he struggles in, he strives in struggling environments.
And Landon Jesse throws it into the second row, and that'll turn it back over to Chanute. 5-point lead for the Dragons. Are they going to flitter it away? We'll see. I'm not sure flitter's a word, but it was the best thing I could come up with. Patterson with it, driving baseline. Moss right there to erase that drive. Gives it up to Davis, pushing. Into the corner to Zane Miller, driving baseline, steps through. They'll work it around the horn, back to Davis. Down low, Miller off the glass, can't get it to go. Moss with the rebound. Back out to Davis. Chanute defensively not trapping, which is weird. Jesse with it. Let's make a good pass over to Davis. Driving, lob to Moss, no good. That one was a little bit short. And a timeout, Chanute, to preserve the possession. Man, it seems like every stoppage the Dragons come out of it discombobulated.
Yes.
And it takes them a minute to get their rhythm back.
They keep coming off on the wrong foot. And it's costing them points and runs.
They're asking if the travel occurred before the timeout. And they're real quick to give the timeout and real slow to call a travel. Coach Moss doesn't. Yeah, the travel happened first, but whatever. Par for the course. Patterson with it, back over to Stanley. Into the corner to Audis. Out to Olsen, working against Davis. Back out to Stanley. Now Patterson going to try a three and hits it. Hasn't made a shot all night, but he got that one. First bucket for Kobe Patterson. And the Dragon lead is 2.
That's what happened in the first matchup. Timely shooting from Chanute keeps him in the ballgame.
Meadows down low to Moss. Can't get it to go, use the backboard. Rebound Chanute. Moss, I think, wanted to dunk it, but just didn't get enough air. And ended up missing the gimme layup. Stanley with it up top. Gonna give it to Olsen, working against Davis. Back to Patterson, off of his leg. Out of bounds, and it'll be Dragon ball.
Big turnover by Pittsburgh there to make up for what should have been a bucket on the other end.
You've got to get some buckets on the offensive end. Pittsburgh just struggled to get any points in this third quarter. Getting blown out in this third quarter, actually, by Chanute. I'll add it up here in a minute. Meadows for 3, way off the mark. Durden with the rebound.
No chance.
They're going to whistle a foul on Durden for getting a rebound. That's the second or third time tonight. What the heck is that? That is the most ridiculous foul call I've ever seen. Like, you make up your mind you're going to blow the whistle before the play even happened. Jeez, dude. I guess anybody can do this, huh?
Danny Durden's being on the wrong.
Gosh, dude. That
wrong
is
end of the stick.
That is egregious. That's not a good call.
To put it lightly.
And he makes the free throw.
Pittsburgh potentially seeing a tie ball game going into this fourth quarter. You got to find a way to kind of wipe this third quarter out of your memory, start the 0-0 ball game, and come out the same way you did in the first quarter.
Well, momentum has definitely shifted to Chanute. Pittsburgh playing a little 5-on-8 here. Meadows with it. Picks up his dribble back to Davis down the lane, off the glass and good.
Just a beautiful layup by Jamarcus
Sure that wasn't
Davis.
an offensive foul. Under 30 seconds left here in this third quarter. Dragons by 2. Duncan with it. Up top to Audis. He'll give it up. Olsen Duncan again. Asking for a screen on Hayes. Doesn't get it. Hayes saves it in bounds. Oh, almost thrown away, and there's the buzzer. After 3, the Dragons lead by 2, and it was a rough third quarter. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At Girard Medical Center, our physical and occupational therapy department is dedicated to helping you bounce back stronger. Whether you're recovering from an injury, surgery, or just want to move better every day. From student athletes to seniors, we provide personalized care and expert support right here at home. To learn more about our therapy department and our other services, visit GirardMedicalCenter.com, a proud supporter of the Girard Trojans and your hometown team for health and healing. Rooted in rural, focused on you.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High. After 3, the Dragons lead it by 2. We've got our scoreboard cameras a little off kilter, but Dragons 38, Chanute 36 is the score. We're getting that. And it's Chanute ball coming out of the timeout. Duncan with it, gives it up, and they'll swing it around to Olsen for 3. High arcing 3, and he drains it. And Chanute with their first lead of the night. Just like that. The Dragons got to take care of the basketball here. And what do? Turn it over. Audis with it for Chanute. Dragons need to stop here. They get it to Chaney. Back out to Patterson. You got to play perimeter defense if you're the Dragons. Chanute's three-point shooting is the only thing keeping them in this. And they're going to call a foul on the floor, I think, on Jamarcus Davis. That's 2 on Davis.
Chanute having the open driver. Jamarcus Davis recognizing that, helping off, and just trying to prevent any easy buckets.
Olsen, Meadows right there in his jersey. Now he gets it back, and he's fouled by Navaratnam, and Dragons don't pick up the switch in time as Meadows can't stay in front of him, and then Navaratnam rotated over too late.
The size and length of Chanute against Pittsburgh right now is playing into their favor with this off-ball movement. That extra step is being granted because of that physicality they have against them. And right now, the lack of Danny Durden and Halen Moss in that paint is making all the difference.
Olsen misses a free throw, and the rebound comes down to Chanute. Audis gets it. Now they can reset with an opportunity to add to their 2-point lead. Duncan with it up top. He'll give it up to Olsen, working against Navaratnam, and Caden's going to be called for a foul.
And that is Pittsburgh's 3rd foul this possession.
Yeah, in the last 30 seconds. There's been 1 minute and 9 seconds played in this quarter, and the Dragons have 3 fouls. Navaratnam got him with the body. He got a little bit of the ball as well, but you're not going to get that call tonight, not from this gang. Chaney with it, and a foul against the Dragons.
They get their 4th foul.
Chanute's going to shoot free throws for about 6 minutes straight coming up, because apparently every time somebody touches someone else, it's a foul. I didn't even see they got that one on. That's on Zane Miller. And the Dragons need to just play some good defense, move your feet, and quit slapping and grabbing.
Be disciplined.
Shot no good. Rebound Durden. Sure that wasn't a foul? I mean, he jumped higher than anybody else. Davis fouled in the open floor, and they're going to whistle that one, I believe, against Chaney. That would be his first, if you believe in that sort of thing.
Pittsburgh just got to find out a way defensively to be that much more disciplined. You cannot allow Chanute in this fourth quarter to be shooting free throws for more than 5 minutes anytime they get fouled.
Pass across court to Miller, stepping through, gets it down low to Durden, off the glass and good. That's his first bucket of the second half. He's got 5 points. We're tied at 40. Down low to Olsen, gets away with running over Malachi Meadows. That's a charge in every other game, but not with this crew. Jeez. It's hard to believe people get paid to do this sort of thing. Miller steps through, gives it up to Davis. He loses it, comes away to Chaney. Unforced error that time. And a three-point shot, no good. Rebound, Davis. Dragons dodged a big bullet that time. Into the corner to Miller. He's picked up his dribble, throws it off the leg of the defender. Timeout, Pittsburgh. 30-second timeout. We'll stay right here. That's a good timeout, but you don't like the stoppage because every time there's a stoppage, the Dragons come out of it cold and out of sorts.
Yeah, what harm? It feels like, what can it do right now? The momentum is already piled against us. You're hoping, if anything, it kind of slows down the bleeding that Chanute's caused. Thankfully, the scoreboard reflects a 2-point game in the favor of Chanute, which hasn't been the case until recently. We were up by 9 to 10 points for most of the first half and some of the third quarter. So if you're Pittsburgh, you just have to find a way to make that momentum dwindle from the Chanute side. And
stop turning the ball over would be a real good way.
Find a confident
a real good way to do
answer.
that.
Really, most of the second half, there hasn't been much of an answer. So you'd like to see work inside out. We were able to work inside. The outside shot was open.
Made outside shots with the confidence to shoot those outside shots in the first half. It just hasn't been there in the second half. And meanwhile, Chanute have found their outside shot in the second half, and that's dangerous for the Dragons. Pittsburgh trailing by a bucket. Davis gives it up to Miller. Back to Davis. Driving into the corner to Navaratnam. Shot on the way is good. Just what the doctor ordered. Dragons back in front by 1. Patterson from the corner for 3 is good. Wide open 3 for Kobe Patterson. You can't let that happen if you're the Dragons.
Chanute yet again displaying that timely shooting.
Honor the outside shooters. They haven't done much against you in the lane in this half. Miller right down the lane, forces it up, and it's good. Tied at 45. Patterson with it. Kicks it back out to Chaney. Now back to Patterson, driving off the glass and good. No inside presence that time for the Dragons as Durden was out near the three-point line. Shot no good. Durden battling for the rebound, tracks it down, gets it to Davis. Davis has it poked away, finally gets it around to Meadows, into the corner to Miller. Thought about a 3, didn't take it. He's going to be fouled on the outside. I think they're going to call Stanley with that one.
And that gives us
Audis was called for it. It's his second.
Gives us an under the basket play here, an opportunity to score out of the inbound. Pittsburgh could use that really bad right now to neutralize this game again.
All alone is Navaratnam in the corner. Nobody saw him. They'll get it into Meadows, over to Miller. Now to Navaratnam down the lane. It's good.
Peyton Navaratnam really finding his stride offensively with the off-ball movement. It's giving them a lot of open shots.
14 points for Navaratnam as that pass is deflected out of bounds. It'll stay with Chanute. 4:05 to play. Tied at 47. I don't know why our scoreboard camera keeps getting bumped. Is that you?
That's probably
no. Little to the right. Patterson with it. Gets it to Stanley, poked away, but ends up right back at Patterson. Into Durden, shot no good. Rebound, Durden. Out of bounds, last touch by Chanute. It'll be Dragon ball. I think we're good. Tied at 47. Chaotic, but a good defensive stand that time by Pittsburgh.
And that's what they need going down the stretch. Chaos, but controlled.
Navaratnam again in the corner. Hits it! Big three-point bucket for Navaratnam. Pittsburgh by 3. 3.5 to play. Dragons take a timeout. It's a 30-second. We'll stay here. And man, did the Dragons need an outside shooter to come alive in the second half. And Caden Navaratnam, just what the doctor ordered. He's got 8 points in this fourth quarter alone, 10 points in the second half, 17 on the night.
Yeah, Caden Navaratnam, his outside shooting, we said it in the pregame show, when they can shoot from the outside, this team looks a whole lot better offensively. And he's doing a great job of picking up the slack of Jamarcus Davis and the Danny Durden, Halen Moss around the basket too. His off the ball cutting, getting into the middle of that lane and hitting those runners has paid dividends for us offensively.
See if the officials telling everybody to tuck in their jerseys. Yeah, they do. They told Danny Durden to tuck his jersey in. I haven't seen a lot of attention paid to that this year, but a lot of attention tonight. Chanute ball coming out of the timeout. They'll get it into Stanley. Dragons showing a little full court pressure. And Chanute able to break it. Duncan now with it. Gets it over to Cheney. Patterson trying to get it down low to Olsen, and does, but Olsen mishandled it, gets it back. And out of bounds, they're going to say last touch by Cheney. It'll be Pittsburgh ball.
And you've noticed Pittsburgh, it's a 3-minute mark now, still haven't committed that 5th foul offensively. They've done a great job of keeping it clean.
I don't want to talk about it. Davis gets it across the timeline over to Navaratnam far side, and Chanute's backed off of that trap action. Navaratnam raises up for 3, short of the mark. Got to follow your shot. That rebound would have come right down to him. Stanley off the bottom of the rim, no good. Battle for, held ball. It's going to be Dragon ball. Outside shooter, if you think your shot's short, you got to follow it. You can't just stand there and watch it. .237 to play. Dragons by 3. Davis with it, dribbles into some traffic. Now has it stripped away. Make that pass before you're trapped. They're going to whistle a foul against Pittsburgh. Davis doesn't understand it. Not many people do.
Coach Moss telling him, use your head. A little more.
That's Davis's 3rd personal, and that's the 5th right there. And it will send Jalen Duncan to the line for the first time tonight for Chanute. And I'm going to guess that everybody on Chanute's roster can shoot free throws. First one off the mark. Chanute called a timeout. It's a full. We'll take it. 2:25 to play in the game. Dragons by 3. And Duncan at the free throw line. When we come back, you're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
Having the right financial partner can make all the difference. Community National Bank and Trust believes banking should do more than just hold your money. We support your goals, simplify your day-to-day, and give you room to grow with quality banking services. Withdraw, transfer, invest, apply for loans, and talk with our banking professionals online, over the phone, or in person. Let Community National Bank and Trust help you build a banking experience that works for you. Community National Bank and Trust, equal housing lender and member FDIC.
You've heard go big or go home. At Big Iron Auctions, you can go big from home. With thousands of pieces of equipment, active auctions, bidding at your convenience, and an easy-to-use site, BigIronAuctions.com can help you grow big. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 to see how Big Iron Auctions can help grow your operation. Bid now, list now at BigIronAuctions.com.
Welcome back. 2:25 to play. Dragons leading by 3. Jalen Duncan at the free throw line missed his first. Timeout called in between, so second shot here for Duncan. Off the back iron. Dragons fight each other for the rebound, and Chanute, oh no. Navarotnam saves it for the Dragons. Slow it down, boys. Davis handling now for Pittsburgh. And how many times do we see that against Parsons where Pittsburgh fought each other for the rebound? Patterson going to be called for the foul on Durden. That's Patterson's first personal.
Chanute doing the opposite of Pittsburgh, doing a great job of being disciplined defenders. They haven't committed very many fouls at all of this game. And that's going to play in their favor late on because there's not going to be any bonus free throws for Pittsburgh.
Meadows gets it into Navarotnam. Chanute wanted a backcourt, but I think Navarotnam was already in the backcourt. Davis turnaround jumper is good. His first bucket of this fourth quarter. And Pittsburgh lead is 5. Time ticking. Duncan working on Navarotnam. And an offensive foul against Chanute. A moving screen called against Olsen. That's his fourth.
Caden Navarotnam.
No, I'm sorry. They called that on Jalen Duncan. How is that? Anyway, that's Duncan's third. And Olsen still has 3. Miller with it. Driving down the lane, scoop layup, no good. Poked away by Davis to Olsen. Cross court to Patterson for 3, and he's fouled by Jamarcus Davis. You fouled a 3-point shooter when your team has a 5-point lead. Unbelievable. What in the, what?
And Patterson.
What is the one thing you can't do in that situation? And that's foul the 3-point shooter.
And what hurts Pittsburgh?
And Patterson's free throw in and out. Davis with the rebound. Oh my gosh.
Has 4 fouls now. That is a serious issue for Pittsburgh going down the stretch.
Meadows with it. Middle of the lane to Miller. Back out to Davis. Dragons need to run some time off this clock. Nope, Navarotnam for 3, and he drills it. Man, nothing dull about this game, that's for sure. Oh my goodness.
Never a dull moment with this team.
Oh my goodness. You go from fouling the 3-point shooter and about having your lead cut down from 5 to 1, and instead the Dragons end up with a 3-point bucket on the other end.
Woo. After all that, we kept our 5-point lead. Isn't that something?
That was wild.
You're starting to feel the full scale of emotions.
You're going to kill this old man.
Shorten your lifespan.
Oh my gosh. What a swing. It's just the momentum swinging back and forth between these two teams. And a reminder, the first time they played this season, it was a 2-point game.
Yeah, these two teams, if you want must-see TV, these two teams playing each other.
Well, whoever wins is going to be that much better than the other team. I mean, oh my goodness. Dragons leading it by 5. I don't know how. 1:06 to play in this fourth quarter, and this game far from over. Chanute in the bonus, so any foul by the Dragons is going to result in free throws for the Blue Comets, and if you're Chanute, that's a way to stay in this game. Olsen trying to work off a screen. Kicked out, Patterson for 3, and it's good. Kobe Patterson did nothing the entire first half, and he's made 4 3-point buckets in this second half. The Dragon lead down to 2, and what can you not do? Lose an outside shooter, and that's what they do.
What can you not do is lose Patterson.
Right, lose Patterson, and he's standing out there at the 3-point line. Why is somebody not in his pocket? I don't know.
You almost have to consider, do we face guard
Patterson? Yeah, let the drive happen. You got bigs under the bucket. Instead, everybody collapses and loses Patterson at the perimeter. And all he's done is make 3-pointers in the second half. It's got to be a point of conversation in that Dragon huddle. Do not lose
Can't
Kobe
lose
Patterson.
But I argue you can't face guard him either because you
Can't
have
really be
those
anybody.
5 fouls.
Olsen hits threes. Chaney can hit threes. Chanute really puts a lot of pressure on a defense. But I'd say you live with the dribble drive. Don't give up a three-pointer. And it's a 2-point game. Dragons with the ball. Got to take care of the basketball here. And you want to burn as much of this clock as you can if you're Pittsburgh. You don't want a 5-second possession that ends up in a missed shot. And you sure as heck don't want a turnover.
And our keys of the game, you mentioned value each possession. This is the most valuable possession you're going to have all game. You have to make it count.
This possession. Davis going to handle it up the floor for the Dragons. 46 seconds and counting on the clock. Pittsburgh by 2. It's a one-possession game. Meadows with it.
And you see Chanute
dribbling around. Somebody's got to come help Malachi Meadows. He's going to put it on the floor. He's got to get rid of it. And a timeout, Coach Moss. And it's under 30 seconds now in the game. Dragons burned a good amount of time there. 14 seconds on the shot clock. And if you're Pittsburgh and you can burn this 14 seconds and get a good shot, you're putting a lot of pressure on Chanute.
Yeah, I think these are the last 2 serious possessions of the game right now, and they matter so much. You got 14 seconds left. Chanute came out in a man coverage. We haven't seen that all game. They've come out in that trap and put pressure on the ball handlers from the full half court. Right then and there, they made Pittsburgh play offense.
If I'm Pittsburgh, I expect to see that trap right here.
You have to.
They're going to trap. You got to think that they're going to trap here.
And if you're Pittsburgh, you have to acknowledge Chanute has 4 fouls. You got to be aggressive with the ball, but secure with it. Attack them and get to the line. If you can't find a good shot, be aggressive and let the game of basketball fall into your hands. Be aggressive, attack the basket, and if you don't make it, hopefully you're at the line. Because all you need is 2 points. You don't need a three-pointer. You just need a bucket.
You just need a bucket. Doesn't have to be a 3. And you've seen the Dragons kind of fall in love with a three-point shot sometimes, and like you say, they ride or die with it. But right here, you just need any 2-point bucket will work.
What you cannot have is a turnover and transition, allowing Chanute to neutralize this game in an instant.
And as a guy who's trying to get to Freddy's to get a burger, you really don't want to see overtime. You might just die.
Stomach is starving, I'll acknowledge that.
Meadows trying to get it in, got to move. Gets it into Davis in the backcourt. And it looks like they're going to trap. Here it comes. Into the corner to Zane Miller. Back out to Davis. Fakes the 3, trying to get it down low to Durden. It'll stay with the Dragons. But just 2 seconds on that shot clock. 2 seconds on that shot clock.
And what you notice, Pittsburgh, they don't ever really show a scoring baseline out of bounds play. They normally kick it out and try to run an offensive set. So you have to imagine with these 2 seconds.
Maybe get some bigs in there and try and run something under the bucket.
But you're worried about if you do that, then you have to go play defense with 2 bigs in the court. So I imagine they're just going to go for either a quick shot on the perimeter, Landon Jesse or Kid and Evan Rotham, or they're just going to try to feed Duncan down below so he can rise up right away and draw some contact and try to get one in.
.6 to play. Woof! These possessions just get more and more and more important.
This is, yet again, the most important possession of the game.
More than the last one.
And then if they miss, the Chanute's possession becomes the most important possession of the game.
Right.
That's the decider.
Yeah.
These value in possessions are getting pretty expensive right now.
Yeah. They're at a premium.
Sell high.
Dragons will inbound from the baseline. 16.6 to play. We'll see who's going to throw it in. It's going to be Zane Miller. And neither Durden nor Moss in the game right now for Pittsburgh. Oh, wait, Durden is in. They'll get it into Jesse in the lane. Elevates. Shot on the way. It's good.
Yes.
A big 2-point bucket by Landon Jesse. His only bucket of the game. Quickly down the other way is Chaney. Out to Duncan. Shot on the way. Off the glass. No good. Rebound Durden. And the Dragons are going to win it. Dragons have their first home winning streak of the season. They've won 2 in a row after going 0-8 to start the year at home. They pick up a 57-53 win over the Chanute Blue Comets.
Woo! Wow, and who better to do it than Landon Jesse?
Right, he hasn't scored a bucket all night, and he's right in the right spot. Elevates in the lane, a fearless shot by Jesse, and the Dragons get the win. And good to see a smile on that young man's face.
And just such a redemption story, because we saw at Coffeyville a week or two ago. He was on the wrong end of this situation.
Yeah.
It must feel great to be able to make up for your mistakes and at the best time to go your first win streak at home.
Unbelievable. Dragons pick up the win, and we'll step away for a quick break. We'll be back with the post-game show. You're watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
At GN Bank, we're your neighbor. We see you at the store.
Every tax season, a villain rises.
Keep those numbers messy. I thrive on confusion.
But when overpayment strikes, a hero answers the call.
You can't save them all, Captain.
Watch me.
Prime Accounting, fighting for your deductions, protecting your refund. Don't let Tax Luther take your refund. Join Team Prime today. Power to the people who fight.
To find a location near you, go to primeaccounting.net.
At the Farm and Ranch Division of the Four-State Agency, we're a team of experts who genuinely care about you and your farming operation. That's why whether it's a visit to your farm or a friendly chat at our office, we're committed to delivering the service you deserve. Our team is fully licensed in both crop insurance and LRP, allowing us to cover your entire farming operation across Kansas, Missouri, Oklahoma, and Arkansas. Contact us today to see how we can help.
Selling equipment can be a hassle. Whether you're needing to replace an old tractor or you're finally getting to retire, the time and energy needed to clean, prep, promote, and sell seems daunting. That's why you need Tyler Jackman and Big Iron Auctions. From one piece to the whole farm, Big Iron Auctions can deliver your items to more than 750,000 registered bidders. Call Tyler Jackman at 620-404-8115 or learn more at bigironauctions.com. From the phone call to the service call, Roto-Rooter is there with fast and reliable sewer and drain service. From repair and replacement to septic and grease trap pumping, Roto-Rooter is here for you. With video inspections, Roto-Rooter can identify the exact issue to get the repair done quickly and correctly. Complete sewer line repairs or replacements, Roto-Rooter has you covered. Serving Crawford, Bourbon, and Cherokee counties, Roto-Rooter, 620-231-5630.
Nothing says luxury like a Lincoln. Take advantage of 0% financing for 66 months right now on the all-new Lincoln Navigator. Come see us today at Mike Carpino Family of Ford Lincoln Dealerships, Columbus, Parsons, Pittsburgh.
Welcome back to Pittsburgh High. Dragon boys pick up the win, 57-53. It's a home win streak.
There we go.
And right now we got head coach Jesse Moss with us. And coach, man, this is a game of huge momentum swings. Yeah. And it seemed like in that third quarter it was just kind of a house of horrors for you guys, but really pulled it together in the fourth quarter. And Caden Navarondam, man, just drilled some huge three-pointers in that fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And how big is it to see Landon Jesse hit that runner in the lane?
Oh, man, that is why I love that kid. He is always ready. He didn't play his greatest offensively or defensively tonight, but he stayed ready. He was ready for that moment. I have full trust in that kid. He's going to be a fantastic player. Need him to be a little more consistent on the defensive end and knowing what's going on offensively. But, man, for whatever reason, I trusted that he was going to go make that big play. So, shout out to Landon, man.
and 2 wins in a row at home.
Yep.
We mentioned it coming out of the break. That's got to feel good as well for your guys.
Yeah.
And a big matchup coming up on the road on Friday at Fort Scott.
Yep.
We kind of already know what they're all about.
Yep.
But your team is you guys are like shot in iron when you go on the road.
Yeah.
So hopefully you can give them a run.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely looking forward to Friday, getting some get back, hopefully. Coach Feeback's doing a great job over there with his guys. They're dealing with a little injury problem right now. So hopefully their guys get healthy. But, man, yeah, we're looking forward to going to their place and hopefully ruining their night like they did to us a few months ago.
Yeah. And so Caden Navarottom and Jamarcus Davis both with 20 points tonight.
Yeah.
Huge nights for those guys. And Jamarcus just from the get-go seemed just fearless going to the bucket.
Yeah.
And that's kind of become his brand for you guys.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you watch us on film, it's very clear who our guy is. But to have other guys be dangerous really allows him freedom to go do his thing. But he's got to, where he needs to take the next step is helping those guys be dangerous. So when he gets to the paint, not getting too deep, finding them for easy shots or dump-offs for dunks or easy layups. So he's doing it more and more in practice, more and more in games. But when he makes everyone around him dangerous, we're a really hard team to beat.
And it just seems like it's almost palpable that the guys are starting to get it, trying
Yeah.
to understand your system, and they're not second-guessing themselves when they're out there on the floor. And it just seems a lot more like there's an organic flow to it all.
Yeah, no, it's taken us time. We've switched some things that we're trying to do. And that, like, part of it is my fault early in the season with our inconsistencies. But tons of credit to our guys for being able to adjust on the fly and put together a string of wins here, and hopefully we can keep it going.
All right, Coach. Well, congratulations on
Yes,
the
sir.
win, and hopefully keep it going on Tuesday at Fort Scott.
Yes, sir. Thanks, guys. God bless.
All right, that's head coach Jesse Moss of the Pittsburgh Purple Dragons. They pick up the win tonight, 57-53 over the Chanute Blue Comets. Pittsburgh improves to 9-10 on the season, 6-4 in SEK League play. Chanute falls to 11-8. I don't have their league record on me right now, but it just got one game worse. Just know that. Dragons back in action at Fort Scott. And girls looking for the season sweep, boys looking for the season split. But tonight, the Dragons come out victorious in a very exciting game of runs back and forth. Let's go ahead and take a look at scoring totals for tonight's game. First, for the Chanute Blue Comets, are led in scoring by Warwick Olson. He had 17. Kobe Patterson finished with 14. All of those coming in the second half, and 11 of them coming in the fourth quarter, as Patterson just basically tried to will his team back into the game, with the Dragons able to hold on. Daniel Stanley finished with 10. Easton Colburn had 4. And Lawrence Cheney, kind of a quiet night for Cheney, just a bucket for Chanute. For the Dragons, they're led in scoring by Caden Navarottom and Jamarcus Davis. Both of those guys finished with 20 points on the night. Zane Miller had 7. Denny Durden added 5. And Halen Moss with 3 on 3 of 4 from the free throw line in the first half. And Landon Jesse with just 2 points, but the 2 that mattered at the end to give the Dragons that crucial breathing room to put this one to bed. And they come away with the win tonight, 57-53 over the Chanute Blue Comets. And again, back in action coming up, Friday night. Is it right? Today's Tuesday. Yeah, Friday night at Fort Scott. I think I misspoke earlier and said Tuesday, but it's Friday night at Fort Scott. And Dragons hoping to get the girls hoping for the season sweep, the boys hoping for the split with Fort Scott this year. And any win on the road at Fort Scott, if you're a Pittsburgh fan, is a good one. And whether it's debate, chess, pick up sticks, what have you, you want to beat Fort Scott no matter what. But I think that's going to do it for us here in Pittsburgh. For Michael Kissel, I'm Josh Lettner saying thanks for joining us. You've been watching Dragon Basketball on Pittsburgh Sports Live.
From the gridiron to the hardcourt, the pitch to the mat, don't miss any of the action. We're there with live, local sports coverage at VarsitySportsLive.com.